Speedway is looking for the kill. Hard in the wall is what you're gonna be, 'cause you're playing with fire if you wanna play with me. Saturday night with the short track racing. Yeah, Saturday night with the short track racing. It's Saturday night with the short track racing. It's Saturday night with the short track racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This motorsport special event starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Race fans, welcome to Short Track TV here from the Madera Speedway. I'm Kenny Shepard, and tonight we've got a pretty special night for you. But before I jump into what tonight's all about, I'm up here in the empty grandstands. I can't tell you how much we miss our race fans. It's just not right without having you fans here at the Madera Speedway. But we're doing these live streams for free thanks to NutUp Industries, nutup.com, and to Mission Foods. They've chipped in some extra money so we can do these free to include our fans here at the Madera Speedway. So we really appreciate the support that we've had from Short Track TV, and it's really growing. What we have tonight is our club race. Last week you saw one of our MAV TV events. This is a club race. What you'll see, we'll start the event off with hobby stocks. After the hobby stocks, you'll see a full menu. We've added a lot of spice to the cake, our racing cake that is, by bringing a lot of divisions, some traveling divisions. Well, tonight is the Olga's California Dream 100. And this is an event that's taken over in a year and a half in the making. It's a mini stock race with a purse that's nearly $16,000, and it will air on MAV TV. Our last event tonight will be on MAV TV. But before that event comes up, we've got the Madera late models, Challenge Cup cars. Challenge Cup car, that's a K&N Grand National type car that we're starting here at the Madera Speedway as a stepping stone for our kids to go up into. On top of that, we've got the Central Valley mini stocks. So it is a full menu for fans out on Short Track TV to watch tonight. And again, make sure to say thank you for this free live stream. Visit nutup.com, punch in MAVTV20 at checkout. You'll get 20% off your checkout, and that's the best way you can say thank you right now for these live streams. You hear a little noise in the background? We're about ready to rock and roll. We've got Jason Galvin and Outback Andy Foster upstairs, and we'll have Olivia Mankey down trackside for our fans tonight to enjoy full production. Thank you for joining us. Right now, let's go not trackside, I'm used to that throw. Let's go back up in the booth to Jason Galvin and Outback Andy Foster.
Well, thank you to my normal booth partner on our Madera Short Track YouTube production every week, Kenny Shepard, and my former announcer on MAV TV. But tonight I'm proud to have beside me our Victory Lane and pit reporter from our MAV TV broadcast for our 5150 Junior Late Models and our NutUp Pro Late Models. Big welcome to the booth for the first time to Jason Galvin to do one of our local races, sir.
Hey, Outback, excited to be here. This is the first time, believe it or not, that I've been to Madera for a quote-unquote local night, and as I'm sure Kenny touched on a little bit there, and many of our fans out there know, of course, part of the reason tonight, a little bigger production going on with the Olga's California Dream 100 and the big mini stock race that's going to close out our night tonight, $2,000 to win a 100-lap mini stock race. I know we're both really excited for that, but before then, got a lot of racing for you. 4 different divisions on tap before we get to Olga's California Dream 100. And we've got some really, really nice fields, and we're going to kick things off tonight with the hobby stocks, which unfortunately only have 3 cars that are going to make the call here for the main event. We started with more than that today, but as the night goes on, the fields are going to get bigger, and the racing should be great all night out back.
Yes, it should be, and we got a couple of new drivers that turned up today, so that was good news. Of course, with the COVID, we are losing some drivers and teams because some of the teams, they have people on their teams that are compromised, so they're unfortunately staying away from public places. And,
I mean, you think on top of that, you've got to think about how many people in the racing industry out back that are mostly self-funded or funded by small private companies. Not many people who race out here on weekends at local short tracks across the country are funded by Fortune 500 companies, right? And so they're all hurting a little bit right now as well, and we certainly understand that. Can't wait for things to get a little better and start getting all of our friends back out here.
Thanks to NutUp, we were able to do these free live streams, and you're with us normally when we do the live stream for the TV shows. Tonight's one of our local productions. You see the Hoosier truck in the background. Hoosier saved the day for us with the August 100 race because there was supposed to be another tire company, and their plant had a fire and were not able to supply the tires. So Hoosier at the fairly last minute stepped in and made this happen. They sourced tires from all over the country to make this happen tonight. So we really want to thank our partners Hoosier over there, and we'll be giving them plenty of love tonight. Hoosier is the tire of choice here at Madera Speedway. Our late models all run on the Hoosier 970 tire, which is the big equalizer, and all of our divisions run Hoosier tires. So
I think the hobby stocks run on the 970 as well.
Yeah,
do
they run the tire as well. So let's take a look at our lineup there at the number 7. That is the Veteran, and that's the grandpa of our 2019 Madera Speedway late model champion for TV, Austin Herzog, and of course that's the father of Brian Herzog, Austin's father, and Richard. He runs some enduro stuff and runs these hobby stock races, and a really, really good racer. The other car out there, the 42, that's the Driven Animosity. Number 42 was a second-generation driver, and a driver who got his first main event win last race, and he's the current points leader for this division. Manny Gonzalez Jr., and Manny got the win. He's got Chuck Aguirre down there, and Jason Aguirre is racing. Jason's been helping out with his team. He came from Toyota Sedans, Jason, to these fire-breathing V8s. So this is his second year in these cars and doing a really, really good job. The other car out there is Nick Rowe, and that's aboard Steve Schimmelhorn's championship-winning car. That's the Fortney towing entry down there.
First start of the year for Nick.
Yes, that's his first start. And that's Steve Schimmelhorn. And fortunately, Steve's engine will be out for the whole season. A non-racing incident. So Steve is out. So we'll see him back in 2021, he was telling me. That car looks great, too, Steve Schimmelhorn's car. They got the Camaro body on that car. So we're going to line them up, Jason. 15 laps for our hobby stocks tonight. The Veteran and the young guy. How about that? You got a guy who's the veteran and the youngest racer in the field side by side. Young Manny Gonzalez Jr. is hungry to get another main event win.
And we have 230 people already tuned in here for the start of this tonight on our Short Track Racing TV on YouTube. I see our normal flagman, Josh Rodriguez, is commenting while driving. Josh, put the phone down. Kenny Shepard says that you are going to be removed from flagging status and put on Zach Broom status next weekend if you don't put the phone down while you're driving your car. 3 cars, 15 laps here to start the night out back with our hobby stocks.
Yes, Richard Herzog getting ready to bring him into the green. Now, you'll see the yellow lines down here on the racetrack. They can start anywhere in that zone. They want about a nose cone ahead for the pole car. So Richard Herzog gets an early one-car break going down the back on Manny Gonzalez Jr.
Richard Herzog's got his son Brian up there in the spotter stand for him, the longtime late model competitor and track champion out here. And Richard right now out in front, but Manny Gonzalez doing a nice job hanging with him. Nick Rowe just trying to figure out that 21 car, the rocket ship at the back, and has lost pace with these two. And right now, it's a two-car battle for the lead out back as we work lap number 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to 12 months ago. This would not have been a similar picture. This would have been Richard Herzog driving away from that driven animosity, number 42. But young Manny is just really improving. Lap after lap, race after race, he is becoming more impressive. And like last year, we had the open shows for our hobby stocks. We have the club events like this. During the open shows, Chuck Aguirre, the legendary Chuck Aguirre, raced that car in the open shows, and that was to set that car up for Manny, because Manny, coming from the Toyotas, was inexperienced. So Chuck sets it up, and Chuck's down there as a spotter and watchful eye, and has been really coaching this young kid along with Jason Aguirre.
Yeah, I would say you have the Herzogs and the Aguirres, 1-2 in this race right now. And when it comes to Madera Speedway and short track racing here, you'd be hard pressed if you picked either side to help you get your career going.
Yeah, well, I was going to say almost that the scales were tipped heavily in favor of Richard Herzog. I was going to disagree with you on that, because with Richard's how long he's been racing, and Brian being a racer in Austin and all that crew, and then to the other side you go, you have Manny, who has very limited experience. So I was going to kind of tip it heavily in Richard's favor, but I am really surprised the job that Manny has done this year. And like you say, he's the current points leader, got that win last race, and just saw him in the pit area. Just the confidence has grown on this kid since that win too.
We're halfway home as we come across the line here with 8 down in a 15-lap race here on the 3rd mile at Madera Speedway. And a little bit of a rough corner there for Manny. He struggled through 1 and 2. It looked like the car might have got a little tight on him in the middle of the corner and allowed Richard Herzog to start to open up that gap a little bit as they come across the stripe here. We're down to just 5 circuits left here at the Madera Speedway in the opening race of the night with these hobby stocks. And Richard Herzog starting to open things up a little bit.
Yeah, open things up a little bit. Like Manny, you'll need to change his line here or try something different. I think you're going to find the next lap or so, Manny will try and search and see if he can. He's trying to really follow in Richard's tire tracks. I think it was better when he ran up the racetrack a little bit. Now they come to this lap car of Nick Rowe, and they'll find him down in Mission Foods turn.
Boy, Nick was up high enough he could have autographed the Mission Food billboard. Did a nice job getting out of the way there. And that's going to allow Richard Herzog and Manny Gonzalez to both roll through. And barring a mistake at this point from that 7-car outback, looks like this race is pretty well in the books.
He's a wily old veteran, I can tell you. He's won a lot of races here at Madera Speedway, run a lot of laps here. This has been the playground for the Herzog family. And Richard just putting in some nice, clean and green laps on that green and black beast, with those yellow running the number 7. But hey, I'll tell you what, Manny is starting to close up again. They're going to see the white flag this time by the flag stand, Jason.
Let's see if Manny Gonzalez can get a run here, maybe get a fender to the back of that black and green 7 car. Not going to get there in turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into 3 and 4, not going to be enough for the 42 car, and Richard Herzog comes out of turn 4 out back and takes the win here to kick off our night.
Very impressive win to Richard Herzog, but I'm going to give an A+ tonight to Manny Gonzalez Jr. Like I say, Richard has a lot of experience here at Madera Speedway, and for Manny to be able to run right on the back bumper of that number 7, that speaks volumes. And also to Nick Rowe in 3rd place, put in 15 clean and green laps. He's a straight-up rookie, so a lot of times you'll see rookies turn the car around or getting all super sideways, but he kept the car really straight, puts it on the podium as the 3rd car, and you go see the Herzog crew now going down there to check on the number 7 of Richard Herzog. But yeah, very, very quick program tonight. We're going to rocket through the program as quickly as we can. We had 100 laps for our Olga's California Dream tonight, and I've got some beautiful race cars down there, those four-cylinder cars down the pit area. My favorite down there is the Ford Capri of John Soares down there.
So I think we've got the Ford version and the Mercury version down there, right? I think there's one and one.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an exciting night. Front wheel and rear wheel drive cars on the Hoosier Racing tire, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got, of course, our Central Valley mini stocks that are going to run first this evening as well, and those are a little more like the street legal version of mini stocks you're used to, and then the Olga's Dream 100 with the built-up ones. Meanwhile, we're getting ready down here, and as soon as Richard Herzog jumps out of that number 7 race car, got somebody filling in on my end of the things. I'm up here because Stephen Blakesley is away tonight, and Olivia Mankey, who's a longtime junior late model competitor here in the Nut Up Series, in the 5150 Series here at Madera Speedway. And she is going to handle post-race for us. I think her dad might try to make the show in the late model race tonight, too, out back. I know
he's
going to run he brought Olivia's the car, and he's been running it. So that could be a fun night for. Imagine if John wins and Olivia gets to interview him in Victory Lane. That could be a fun moment for that family. Richard's out of the race car. Yep, I was just going to say that. Grandpa's out of the race car.
That car's for sale, Jason. So if anybody out there is online wanting to go hobby stock racing,
what if I buy it and put you in it?
Well, there you go. There you go. I have a ruling at the moment that I stay away from race cars because last time I actually jumped in and hot lapped something that was race related. I ended up owning 2 of them. So I'm trying to stay away from race cars. That's
better than the direction I thought that story was going to go, which was the last time I hot lapped him. I drove him into the wall.
I get offers, but I try and stay away. Richard down there getting drop of the H2O down there, but no, I get offered quite regularly for different cars on dirt and pavement to jump in and have a drive, and I horribly in my heart decline because I know what it leads to. So yeah,
I didn't realize that you were in such high demand as a driver.
No, I get offers every now and
again.
Man,
I wish somebody would call me. It's been my helmet's getting tired. All right, looks like Richard Herzog's ready, and so is Olivia Mankey. Let's throw it down to talk to the winner of the hobby stock race.
I'm down here with the winner, Richard Herzog. Richard, your car's for sale tonight. I want to know why you're getting out of the amazing division you're in. You seem to dominate the division every time you're out here.
I've got a late model that I'm trying to put together, so I need the money out of this to finish off the late model.
Now, your son helps you set up the car. What does that mean to you to have your son out here helping you set it up?
It means a lot. It kind of is a tradition in the family. It's grandfather, son, and grandson running. TJ Hatz and Robert both help a lot with the car. TJ does a lot of the setup and everything on this one here.
That was our winner, Richard Herzog, in tonight's race.
All right, that was Richard Herzog. Picks up the win here. Olivia's going to find her way over now to the points leader in that 42 car, and Manny Gonzalez Jr., who is going to hang on to the points lead here tonight at Madera Speedway. And looks like Manny is ready to go as well with Olivia Mankey. Let's hear from second place.
I'm down here at second place, Manny Jr., who finishes second in the mini stock race tonight. Manny, you're almost close to getting first place against Richard Herzog out there. Walk me through those laps of battling with him.
Yeah, when you're racing against Richard Herzog, you got to put up a good work for it. It was a good battle. He raced clean, and I tried to race him back clean, but I tried to just stick it in the nose and the inside, but just didn't have enough room. Just wish we had a little bit more time, but we had a good car, and it was very fast, and got to thank everyone behind us. My dad, Uncle Charlie, Aaron, Racing Jason and Gary, and everyone that helped out.
That was Manny Jr., who finishes second in the mini stock race.
Yeah, it's a great suit down there, and Olivia looks like she's caught up with the third place finisher after Nick Rowe makes his debut this year.
Nick Rowe finishes third in the mini stock race tonight. Nick, it's probably not the finish you were hoping to get tonight. Walk me through how you're going to get your car better for the next race.
Well, actually, this is my first heat race, so actually my second one. The first one was about an hour ago, so not doing too bad for my first time running a car out here. So I'd like to thank all my sponsors: Steve Schermerhorn Racing, Easy Trip Travel Plaza, Fortney Towing, Midstate Roofing, Country Fair, Simmon Rolls, and then our main sponsor, Rowe Environmental.
Thank you, Nick Rowe. That was Nick Rowe finishing third in the mini stock race tonight.
Okay, thank you down there, Olivia, the rookie driver down there, Nick Rowe, in that Midstate Racing, Fortney Towing, RES, Rowe Environmental Services. That is a slick-looking race car. So, yeah, getting back to racing, Jason, I know you used to race modifieds down there at Kern County Raceway, and I know you had very, very good equipment down there. I'm the kind of guy I'm the kind of guy that if I do it, I go all in. So it's what I really want to have a run in. If I did buy a car, it would be a probably a sport mod, dirt sport mod.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I would love to have a B mod.
Yep.
In fact, the first car I drove down at Kern County Raceway was a converted dirt B mod, and it's a pretty good race car there.
Yep.
It's a pretty good race car. And then we went and got ourselves a real asphalt car, and that's when life came alive for us. So,
yeah,
as I like to say.
The problem is that, you know, I think unlike all our race car drivers, Kenny Shepard the same way, that we can't just buy something and go and have fun. We go and buy it, and it becomes like a serious proposition that ends up consuming a ton of your life, but I don't have that time for right now with the work I do here at Madera Speedway with our MAV TV. We're going to go to a quick break, so we'll take a quick commercial break because Nut Up and our sponsors pay for this, and we're able to do this free. One of the only tracks that does a free live stream. So we're going to take a commercial break, pay some bills, and we'll be back with you real soon, race fans.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some Mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store. Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Well, welcome back to the Madera Speedway YouTube live stream, and we have Challenge Cup cars on the racetrack. Jason Galvin on the front row, Kyle Keller and Thomas Martin.
And Vince Little and Jesse Burks will start on row 2.
Row 3, Chuck Becker Jr. and Thomas Suarez. And we have a huge event coming our way on October 31st for these Challenge Cup cars. We're going to have a bunch of cars from all over the country coming for that event. So this is a tune-up race, and Kyle Keller has been running some junior late models. He's been running some pro late models here at Madera. Now he's jumped in the Challenge Cup car, Jason.
Yes, he has. Challenge Cup cars, if you're thinking to yourself, man, these look a lot like what is now known as the ARCA Menards West Series, formerly the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West. That's because they are.
Yep.
These are West Series race cars, essentially, Grand National Touring-style cars, truck arm cars, out here at Madera Speedway, trying to build up a local class for some of these cars that don't want to go out and run the full ARCA Menards Series schedule. And the green flag is out for 50 laps. And yes, these cars boogie out back. They got a lot of horsepower.
Yes, they do. A lot of horsepower. Rounding up on the outside, Thomas Martin. Thomas Martin is a very, very good race car driver. And I tell you what, I'm going to give a shout out to the guy that's running in third, that blue car back there. That is young Jesse Burks, one of our original junior late model stars. This guy races a number of different cars on dirt, number of different cars on pavement. So he's another driver, just like Kyle Keller, that will jump in anything as Thomas Martin seizes the lead.
Thomas Martin, a longtime competitor in the former NASCAR K&N Pro Series West, where he oftentimes would find himself running up in the top 5 in equipment that wasn't necessarily top 5 caliber. He ran with Jack Sellers, rest his soul, for a long time. What a great competitor Jack was. And Thomas Martin is up here right now leading. But I got to tell you what, that young man, Kyle Keller, who runs in our Nut Up Junior Late Model Series out here at Madera Speedway, doing a great job in second place right now. That 7-car Outback fielded by Jefferson Pitts Motorsports, a race-winning team in the West Series,
wow,
a former championship-winning team when Gene Price owned those race cars, and Jerry Jefferson and Jason Pitts were the crew members.
Well, how about that? And Kyle Keller, last lap down in turns 3 and 4, that mission turn, he laid the bumper to that 11 car. So, Kyle, we got a good battle here, not only between these two drivers, a young driver, a super experienced driver. We have a manufacturer battle. We got GM up against Ford as well.
Boy, Thomas Martin, look at them. Look how much the 11 car carries the front end. Let's see if we get this again going into turns 3 and 4 here. Our camera crew is doing a great job. Watch the left front of the 11 car here out back, because it was locking up before. Let's see if it does it again. Sure does. Look at that. The 11 car of Thomas Martin has so much body roll on the front of that race car. Sway bar is so soft up front that it's hiking the left front and locking the brakes up. And that 7 car of Kyle Keller does not have that problem. Watch again. Left front locks for Thomas Martin. Kyle Keller's car nice and smooth through the center of the corner.
Yeah, and Thomas Martin, making that car super wide, just drove up the racetrack to block that run from Kyle Keller. Like you say, that 11 car's laying over hard on the right front, and again, locking the brake. And the big question is, Jason Galvin, how many laps can he continue to do this and lock that brake, especially we're a 50-lap sprint race tonight. When we go to the big race in October, they're going to have to fix that problem, because you're not going to be able to do that.
He's going to be flat spot on the left front tire. That time it locked up pretty hard, and Kyle Keller almost got a bumper to him. There's no question who the better car is right now. The 7 is the better car, and Kyle's doing a great job being patient so far. You just got to wonder, we're on lap 12 of 50. At some point, Kyle Keller's got to think to himself, like, I'm tired of hanging out behind you, Thomas. I want to go.
Yeah, well, they're probably saying to him, hey, Thomas is wearing out that left front as they get down. You'll see it again, race sense. We go down into 3 and 4. There it goes. That's a big lockup, and it seems like more and more that is locking up. Keller is starting to nudge that Ford Fusion body into the back of that Chevrolet SS.
And they're coming up. These cars are a lot harder to run too wide because they're heavier and bigger cars than our late models. And they're coming up on the lap car of Thomas Suarez, who, by the way, that car sounds sick. Keller gets inside of Martin into turn 1 in a battle for the lead. Kyle Keller going to try to get around Thomas Martin, puts the throttle down the back straightaway, drag race down into turn 3. Keller tries to get the 7 to rotate. New leader out back. How about that young man in the 7 car?
Yeah, that was a good lap for Kyle Keller. You get that slingshot off a 51-50 turn like Keller's doing right now. If you're on the right spot, you can make a big leap out that turn. They're coming up to 17. That is Thomas Suarez and that RCM number 17. He is about to go a lap down. And we're only at lap 16. Wow. I tell you what, Kyle Keller looks really good in that 7 car. And this Gentleman's Pits team has been working hard with him and the late model as well. And a big shout out to Jesse Burks in that 91. That's another one of those John Krebs car, like Thomas Martin's car. And Jesse doing a good job. He's one of his first runs on this car, and he improves all the time. Just a young guy trying to learn the craft. Hasn't done a lot of racing this year at Madera, so Keller's done a lot of races here this year at Madera, so he kind of used to the track the last few weeks.
Coming around Thomas Suarez right now is Jesse Burks in that beautiful blue and orange 91 car, one of the John Krebs cars, as you mentioned. They're out back, and he goes around Suarez. Sounds like Thomas Suarez, for these of you fans out there trying to figure out why that car is so slow. Sounds like he's maybe dropped a cylinder, or he's got a valve hung open or something, but 17 car, maybe an ignition problem. There's just something clearly off in that 17 car right now.
Definitely the motor's laying over, and that is just very, very flat, the 17 car. He's about to be lapped now by Vince Little. Vince Little in the 15 car. Vince was here last night, did some practice last night in that 15 car.
And just behind Vince, the 29 of Chuck Becker Jr., a multi-time champion on dirt down at Paris Auto Speedway, the big screaming half mile down there in Riverside County, down at Paris. And right now, Chuck Becker Jr. is all over the back of Vince Little. Of course, Chuck Becker, Derek Becker, you think back to Ryan Becker, the Irwindale Speedway days and super late models, and the Becker family were really competitive at Irwindale and super late models, and I know that Chuck had a big play in that.
Got sideways that time.
Hey, he's a dirt track driver out back. That wasn't sideways. What are you talking about?
That was like being at home.
Right, exactly.
That was like being at home.
Oh, that's sideways.
Yeah, now he's turning around as he stole the car. We'll bring out a yellow. A lot of, we'll probably have to get the blower maybe out there and blow the racetrack, because that Camry, we've got all the three.
Yes, we do.
We got all the three NASCAR Cup manufacturers out there today. We got a Camry, we got a Ford, and a Chevrolet. For those that are watching, of course, the Ford Fusion, the current model Ford Fusion, the Chevrolet out there.
The Chevy's the SS.
The SS, which is the Holden Commodore in Australia. And then you've got a Fusion. Yeah, we're going to go over here shortly and talk to our friends out there in YouTube land.
Yeah, look, Cheryl Parker's watching from Spanaway, Washington. If I had to guess, Cheryl's tuned in, waiting for the Olga's California Dream 100 here coming up later on tonight. Because I got to tell you, out back there's 16 mini cups, mini stocks, pardon me, and we'll get to more of that in a little bit here. But I would have to venture, and I haven't run through the entire math here, but I got to figure that at least a third of the field came down from the state of Washington, which was great to see. Of course, we've kind of touched on some of the points. The Olga's California Dream 100, man, it was supposed to have so many more cars, and just a calamity of things have affected it. Of course, we talked about the COVID-19 pandemic, and then the American Racer factory tire factory fire that caused us to have to switch tires to Hoosier at the last second, and just so many other things. Bob Copley put this deal together. His wife Olga passed away, and so many times out back we were on, we were off, we were on, we were off, and just thankful to be back on here tonight. We had 17 cars here. 16 are going to take the green flag. Howard West is back from South Korea. Check that out.
Hey, how about this?
I hope he checked out a baseball game while he was back there.
Sterling Baker, if I had the money, I'd buy the number 7 car. I'll tell you what, Sterling, go out and go out and start a GoFundMe and get all your friends together and see if they can put the money together for you, because that would be a great way for you to buy that car. And I got someone else here. There was something I picked up. Jim Dale. Carl Larson wins his heat and starts the feature.
Jim Dale's watching
the front row.
Jim Dale's watching the wrong race out back.
No, but that's a big story if that happens tonight.
It is.
Here we go. We got the 11 of Thomas Martin, and it looks like Kyle Keller has picked the outside.
Boy,
no surprise that thing was away like a rocket.
Out of a cannon on the outside too, and Kyle Keller right back to the point and driving away from Thomas Martin down the back straightaway.
And how about this? Your dirt track friend here, Chuck Becker, has got past Vince Little now. So Becker made a nice inside pass after that spin. He is out on the gas, and he'll go out now after Jesse Burks.
Although we counted a couple of caution laps there, it looks like. Maybe not, but they did. I think they counted one and rolled it back. But they put Chuck Becker a lap down on my current scoring. So right now, Chuck Becker is a lap behind Vince
they've
Little.
just jumped him up now. They've just adjusted it
They
now.
did. You're right. They did. So I think that's what happened was they didn't get the timing and scoring stopped on the yellow. We counted the yellow lap, and Chuck lost it. So Chuck Becker officially to 4th, and he goes up the track there in turns 1 and 2, and we'll try now to open up the gap on Vince little bit. No pun intended there. Meanwhile, I got to tell you, Jesse Burks up there in the 3rd position out back is hanging tight with Thomas Martin, but the battle on the track is for 4th.
Well, Jesse got a good look at how Keller got that done. Yeah, this is a great battle. Vince Little and Chuck Becker Jr. Vince Little coming back on the inside, Becker up on the high line. These cars are big, they're heavy, and a lot of horsepower. So, on a hot day like today, the track is pretty slippery out there. These guys would have probably liked to have ran tonight when the sun goes down, but not so. And we're getting into this race now. We're 30 laps into this race. This is right about now where the tires are starting to get all hard and sticky, and these cars might move around a little more here shortly.
Let's move back up and take a look at our 3rd place driver, and this is the young man you've talked about so much here tonight, out back, the 91. Jesse Burks, a great run in that Krebs car, trying to follow the 11 of Thomas Martin. I think those are team cars, right?
Yes, they are, exactly. They're John Krebs cars. So the 11 and the 91, John Krebs
and
cars.
I've noticed Kyle Keller, as he's driven away, Thomas Martin has started to drive that 11 car a little bit softer. He's not locking up the left front anymore, and that thing looks a little more stable now. But I think as a result, the 91 has been able to hang right there with the 11 car.
Yeah, I think Jesse's plan is just to run this car tonight, run out all the laps, and keep it off the wall and keep the fenders on it so he can come back at the next event. I know he's been running some other cars for John Krebs as well. Runs a dirt modified. They're going to run that in the next couple of weeks, he was telling me as well.
And here's
nice
another look at Thomas Martin, and you'll see, look, the left front this time
he's
rolling pretty
off
good.
The brakes.
So either, I was just going to say, first off, he's not driving this deep into the corner. Might have dialed a little bit of rear brake into the car, right? These have brake bias adjusters in them. Just a little knob down by the, usually you put it down by your leg rest or up on the dashboard, reach over and grab it. One turn to the front, we'll put more front brake in it. Will cause your front brakes to lock up a little more out back, but it'll also tighten the car up. And if you go the other way, put some rear brake in it. And what does that do? Well, first off, it'll keep it from locking up the fronts, but it'll also help the car rotate. Now, the problem is that if you have a loose car and you're locking up the left front, you can't really dial a bunch of rear brake into it, right? But I'm sure Thomas probably reached down under that yellow, had a conversation with this spotter, put a turn or two into the rear of that race car to help not lock the left front up as hard.
Yeah, was a little tight before, and still a little tight there on that 11 car. I think they could have done with loosening that car up a little. Talking to the drivers in the pit area, that was the thing they were worried about, is how much the track would change. And I was talking to the guys and the Olga's California Green cars. They're running the last race tonight, and the track will change by the time they run.
The sun will be down by the time they get on the track.
So the question is they go, how much do we loosen it up? And that battle is up here is pretty good battle going on. Kyle Keller, he has just driven away with the lead here.
Wow, what an impressive run for Kyle Keller.
Yeah, it's been an impressive few weeks from Kyle Keller. He turned up here and had a good showing in a local late model race. He's had a good showing in the junior late models, and just really impressive. This young kid from Vegas ran some modifieds last year and the couple of years in the Lucas Oil modified. So he's a driver that's been running a bunch of different cars. It's Thomas Martin, you'll see coming into the picture now, he's driven away from Jesse Burks. So Thomas Martin, like you said, they made that adjustment on the yellow, and that is a totally different car, not locking it up, and Thomas is able to really put in a lot better laps.
Yeah, I almost wonder what it would look like if we got a restart here. See how these two cars would be able to.
Kyle Keller's best lap was on lap 18. Thomas Martin's was on lap 4. Jesse Burks was on lap 32, and Chuck Becker's 17 and lap 4 for Vince Little. So that's pretty much the guys out there. Thomas Suarez, lap 8. That car is just having some issues with the motor. Just really under the hood. Does not sound happy under the hood there on the 17 car.
No, not at all. It has not for most of the race, as we are down now out back. Just 5 circuits left.
Yep, 5 to go at the line this time. In fact, it'll be 4 to go as he crosses the line for Kyle Keller. It's been a great drive for Kyle Keller.
Kyle Keller got that car down into the 14s, Andy, a 14.98 at one point. It came on lap 18, and that is just an impressive lap in one of these big NASCAR-style touring cars, these truck arm Challenge Series cars. It's a class Kenny Shepard I know feels passionately about as a former competitor in this series at one point in his career. Would love to be able to build up a class for these cars to run on the local level.
We're going to get some. We're going to get a few more races, a couple more races of these guys. In October we'll have a bunch of these cars. And I tell you what, at lap 18, when Kyle Keller ran that fast lap, you as a racer would know that was probably where the tires had knocked him. He crossed the line, receives the white flag. So a third of a mile left to go at Mission Foods Madera Speedway for the Battleborn Racing Team, the number 7 of Kyle Keller.
Yeah, Keller comes up off of turn 4. Checkered flag flies and put the 7 car into victory lane. Thomas Martin comes home ahead of his teammate Jesse Burks. Here comes Vince Little, the 15. It's a great run there for that team that has the Wilson team helping them out as well. Chuck Becker Jr. and Thomas Suarez is how the field will shape out here. Olivia Mankey going to head down and talk to what I'm sure will be a very happy Kyle Keller, a young man she's raced against before.
Yes, she has.
In the 5150 Junior Late Model Series on MAV TV here at Madera Speedway. And Thomas Martin, great to have him back in the race car as well, with Jesse Burks also coming home on the podium.
Fearless flagman down there. Frank is going to put the steps down. Olivia will go. Well, we got some bills to pay to keep this free live stream coming to you. We'll take a short commercial break, and we'll be back with Olivia in just a few minutes.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
Well, back with you online. Thanks to our sponsors for making this possible. Well, that was a great Challenge Cup car, 50 laps, Jason Govan. We ran through that with just one yellow with that spin down there from the 11 car. But I tell you what, we're going to go down to Victory Lane. Olivia is down there with a very happy Kyle Keller.
I'm down here with the Challenge Cup winner tonight, Kyle Keller. Kyle, we used to seeing you in the junior late model divisions. What's with the sudden eye draw to the Challenge Cup cars tonight?
I just had everybody behind me, mostly my whole life. Jerry Pitts came into my career earlier this year, and we just been waiting and finally got the sponsorship, and I just can't thank Jerry a lot.
Now tell me about that battle between you and second place, almost the entire race, or the beginning half of the race.
Yeah, I was just saving. I knew I was faster a little bit, and I was just opening my entry a little bit, and I finally got him off on the front straightaway.
Winner Kyle Keller of the Challenge Cup race tonight.
All right, Kyle Keller in victory lane for the first time here at Madera Speedway in a big old stock car, and gets the win here in the Challenge Cup Series. I said the Kaisers are watching and wanted to pass on their congratulations to Kyle Keller and that 7 team. As boy, it's good to have this gentleman back behind the wheel of a race car at a short track in the state of California, and this is Thomas Martin in the 11 car, comes home in second, and he's with Olivia.
Thomas Martin, you're finishing second in the Challenge Cup race tonight. Tell me about the battle between you and Kyle in the beginning half of that race.
I knew my car was pretty tight today, so when I got the jump on the outside, it was drive the wheels off it till he showed a door, and was able to get alongside. So at that point, we just kind of had a good race, and then I was following from behind from there. But we had a good race. He was clean. Just had a good time.
That was Thomas Martin with second tonight in the Challenge Cup race.
And we were just talking about it up here out back. Oh boy, a super talented, very kind of flies under the radar driver. Does a lot with not necessarily the best equipment at times in his career. And I tell you what, I think that 11 car is a pretty good race car. They're going to get that thing figured out, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he ran that car last year and did a great job in that number 11 car. And Olivia's getting ready down there with another one of our former junior late model drivers. And he was actually one of our original junior late model racers with Kyle Keller. And we're going to send it down to Olivia, who's Jesse Burks.
Jesse Burks finishes third in tonight's Challenge Cup race. Jesse, we're not used to seeing you in a Challenge Cup car. Usually you're in a modified. Tell me about how the modified is different to a Challenge Cup.
Well, these things are a lot different, you know, a lot heavier, 3,800 pounds. It's a lot different than wheeling a modified around a dirt track. And with these things, you got a lot less brakes in the late models and a lot more horsepower, so it all goes into figure when you're racing out there. But I'd like to thank JKR Racing for helping me out this year, giving me this wonderful ride. You know, I've been looking for sponsors this year, having it rough, but that's about it. Big thanks to JKR.
That was Jesse Burks finishing third in the Challenge Cup race tonight.
Great job there by Jesse Burks to come home in the third place out back, and excited to have this Challenge Cup Series grow. What fun race cars those are to have racing here at Madera Speedway. Of course, we've got
31st
October
will be the big
31st.
show for these guys.
Big race for those cars as well. That's October 31st. That's Halloween. Are we pumpkin smashing this year out back?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're going to pumpkin smash.
Are you gonna pumpkin smash?
You know, I try and steer clear down there because it gets very slippery down there. If you've ever been here when we do the pumpkin smash, Jason, it is a mess. You can get run over by all the children down there.
Nobody has invited me for pumpkin pie, so I'm boycotting until then.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about pie. We're going to talk about maybe some other pies. We're going to take a short break. So, once again, we can pay some bills here at Madera Speedway. Thanks for watching our live streams. 3 big more main events to come. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store.
Outback Andy, it's race time here at Madera.
Yes, it is.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knocking Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knocking Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Welcome back here to Short Track TV on YouTube as we film one of our MAV TV nights. I know those of you fans who are tuning in for the club race and they're like, what? MAV TV's in the house tonight? But it is, and if you're unfamiliar with myself, I'm Jason Galvin up here with Outback Andy Foster. We kicked Steven out this weekend.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Steven had.
We put him on some sort of break this week because he has a lot of work to do next week.
He certainly
we have a
earned
big
it.
program next week. We shoot again. Race fans, we'll be back with you next Saturday night. We got 3 main events left to go tonight. We'll be back with you next Saturday night. For,
round 2 of the big 3, right?
Yes, round 2 of the big 3 for our late models and junior late models. And it'll be a great night of racing. Hey, we've got our Central Valley mini stocks. These are a tour event, local tour. They run some dirt, run some pavement. We'll tell you about all the cars out there on the front row of the 27. It is Ryan Doglione in one of the nicest looking cars you'll ever see. And alongside him, Stephen Brown.
Row 2, the 28, that's Greg Baronian. And the 88, hey, that's Rod Baronian.
Yeah, the 2 brothers out there. Then you run to row 3, Jeff Durant. And the big show himself, 777 Clinton Massey.
Row 4, the 18X, that's Dan Myrick and Gene Glover in the 9 car will start up in 8th.
Yeah, row number 5, Joe Flowers in the 9 car, and the 77, the Little Caesars car of Matt Jarrett.
And Johnny Williams and Sean DePriest will bring up the last row of the 12-car field here.
Well, let me tell you about Johnny Williams. You know Johnny Williams. That's Blind Johnny, who handles all of our cameras. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
We got to make sure that we get through this in daylight because Johnny's not very good at seeing in the dark. But Johnny Williams is the guy that hangs all the cameras on all the cars during our TV shows. Also, he is the guy that runs all of the venue here, all the maintenance at the track, does a great job. And Ryan Doglione, that awesome number 27, that's a really super cool car. I love that car, Jason Galvin.
Doglione and Stephen Brown will bring us to the green. We're going 35 laps. These are our stock mini stocks. You notice they're out there on DOT tires, stock everything, green flag coming out, and it's going to be Doglione leading Brown down in to turns 1 and 2. 35 laps for the first of our 4-banger races tonight, Outback.
Yes.
We got trouble. 28 car. Baronian off the pace.
Greg Baronian. I'm not sure what happened to Greg. Looks like
got it figured out.
Yeah,
well, maybe not. No, it won't go anywhere.
No, something's not right with that car. And he's one of the front runners too. Greg Baronian up front, great battle. It is that 25 of Stephen Brown. That car may not look much, that 25 car, but I tell you what, that is an absolute rocket ship. And Ryan Doglione. Ryan normally runs a really weird line in that 27, but tonight he is running the low line in that car. There you go, a battle up there with Ryan Doglione. That I believe that's a little Honda up there.
Well, if you wonder, by the way, the difference between these cars and the souped-up mini stocks that we're getting later on in the Olga's California Dream 100, these are they're all front-wheel drive cars. There's no rear-wheel drive car in this race, to my knowledge, Outback. Maybe a couple, but certainly not predominantly like we're going to see later on. And again, DOT tires, a lot of them are on really narrow tires. Tonight you're going to get Hoosier Racing specific tires. You're going to get built motors tonight. And we're talking about a lap time difference of like 2 seconds or so between this division and our Olga's Dream 100.
Yeah. So like you say, the big thing is they're running on DOT tires. They're also, the performance stuff they can do, the engines is a lot less on these cars. The other cars have a lot of fabricated body parts where these are mostly just a they're steel panels from the junkyard that they bolt onto them. So they're really a pure 4-cylinder car, these guys, and they get around this Madera Speedway track really, really well. Now they run dirt, they run pavement, and they run championship series. So they run all over the Central California, and we love having these guys. So we had them for the first time last year. They put on a great show. We had them earlier in the year for one of our club shows, and just a great bunch of guys and girls. The Central Valley mini stocks. Good battle going on there between Greg Baroni and that 28 car. Now, looks like Greg may have kind of sorted that 28 out. He was a guy I really expected to be up front. And the car that I really is off the pace tonight is the 18 of Danny Myrick, and Danny's normally one of our front runners as well. So Doc Leon continues to lead as we see a picture of the 28 of Greg Baroni. And Greg started in third, and let's see where he is right now.
Looks like he got whatever the issue was.
6. Yeah, so he's
sorted out in that
yep.
car. In fact, last time by, Greg Baronian was the third quickest car on the racetrack, so they definitely figured something out with that car. I'll tell you, who's the fastest car right now, the 5 of Joe Flowers, down into the 17s. Ran a 17.83 last time by. He's up to third place, so we'll have to keep an eye there. As you look, look at sideways and hanging on to it. Oh, boy, down the back straightaway, Durant and Baronian going at it out back.
They are door handle to door handle, literally down there in these steel door panel cars. And looks like the Baronian car got by that 75 of Jeff Durant. Durant's kind of loose all over the racetrack, but have a look at this second place. If we see it on our video, we missed that. The 75 car, that was amazing. The 5 and the 25. The 5, as you pointed out, is now up to second and charging after Doc Leon. These Stockton cars, these revamp cars are very, very fast.
Yeah, I don't know what Joe Flowers found in the opening laps of these races, but whatever he found, he is a man on a mission right now, trying to go and chase down Ryan Doglione, who has fallen off dramatically. Doglione has been as quick as an 18.00 in this race, but last time by he just ran a 21, was a 40 the lap before. And I think Doglione, he might have looked in his rearview mirror out back and went, uh-oh, time to put my foot back on the throttle.
Yeah, because he's got lap traffic coming. That revamp number 5, his teammate Josh Cross. Josh normally runs in this division, but Josh has stepped it up and put the racing tires on and has made some performance enhancements to the 21 car. It's going to run with the California's Olga Dream tonight. So, yeah, we're going to see that car later on. So his teammate has stepped it up, and Flowers has really stepped it up because he now has driven that revamp car right up to the back of Ryan Doglione.
Yeah, not even a halfway yet. We're closing in on halfway. Next time by, and the battle for the lead is officially underway between Doglione and that 27, the bluish, purplish green car. Kind of throws a block on Joe Flowers as they put a lap on Gene Glover into turn 1. And now they're coming up on the double pizza cars here. And somebody's going to have to pick whether they want pepperoni or cheese as they go into turn 3.
Yeah, I'll take the works. So let's throw everything at him and see how we go. Stephen Brown got moved out of the way by that 5 car. So I'm going to be interested to see if he moved Doglione out the way. He just drives down there. No contest. Done it on the inside. Made that move on the inside, Jason Goldman. That was incredible. Normally the outside is the place to be, but for Joe Flowers, he got it done over Doglione.
Oh, he picked the wrong line there into 1, though. He's going to get a little held up by the lap car.
Doglione goes over the rumble strips. That'll slow him down as he goes past that little Caesars car, the number 77 of Matt Jarrett. And Flowers has driven away to about a 3-car lead.
Yeah, just
from
Ryan
Doglione, early leader. There's the 25. That's Stephen Brown, who started on the outside the front row. He's putting a lap on that number 11. In fact, the number 11 out there, I'll tell you an interesting story on that. That is Ryan DePriest, who normally runs a silver car. And if you say, hey, Ryan DePriest, the silver car, he's running that other car. Here's the 25 now of Stephen Brown, as we see on camera.
As the leaders are working their way through lap traffic now, we're going to slide back and take a look at the battle for fourth because the brothers have caught up to each other here. And Rod Baronian is trying to hold off Greg Baronian. Greg actually out-qualified Rod, but then had those issues on the start.
Yep. There we go. There's the Baronian battle down there on the 88.
Oh, we got trouble in turn one. The leader's starting to turn.
Here
Boy,
we go.
look at the lap
3 cars
traffic.
wide. Look at Dog Leon on the outside. He gets around Joe Flowers, goes way up the racetrack. Flowers fights back on the inside. It's 3 car wide out of there. Dog Leon went back to second. Well, they are slicing and dicing for the lead. This is great mini stock action.
Boy, Flowers just ran out of patience and turned the 75. Brown, I should say. Boy, look at this. There's still nose to tail.
Yes, Ryan Dog Leon has got to find something. And meanwhile, the 25 of Stephen Brown came back at these 2 leaders. I think these are all front-wheel drive cars out there tonight. Wow. They are putting some big laps in these little Hondas.
10 to go here at Madera, 9 as they come across the line.
Blind Johnny goes a lap down here as that revamped car, the number 5, also supported by Casino Real. Flowers, wow. He is super fast on the racetrack. Very, very impressive tonight. And Joseph Reichman's one of our drivers that ran some late model stuff and some hobby stock stuff, is actually crewing with these guys and actually drove one of these team cars sometime last year. So Joseph Reichman's is crewing on that car. As we come back now to the lead, it's Joe Flowers leading, Jason Galvin.
Yeah, Joe Flowers actually was fast time tonight out back. He ran an 18:08 and started all the way back in the 9th position and was able to drive right through the field and take the lead and is starting to open up that gap on Dog Leon. And here's the battle between the brothers. There you go, the Baronians. Greg's still trying to get around Rod. We were trying to go to this battle earlier, and then the leaders, they just messed it up for us out there.
Yeah, the leaders got caught up with each other and were going at it. And the Baronian brothers, they've been running on the racetrack together this whole race, it seems. The 88 is in front and leading that battle. That is Rob Baronian. Now, remember, they started in positions 3 for Greg Baronian in the 28. Rod started in 4th. So they flip-flop positions, and they're still going at it. 5 laps to go in our Central Valley Mini Stocks. What a great main event. Brought to you by Mission Foods, those awesome tacos and tortillas.
Taco Tuesday at my house this week out back if you want to come.
I love those street tacos. Do you get those, the street taco ones?
I like at home, I like to cook bigger ones, so I get the taco size flour ones, but I do love me a good street taco. I
love this battle too. I love a good Central Valley Mini Stock battle between 2 brothers down here.
Boy, and the leaders are closing in, coming to 2 to go behind these 2 as Rod goes around Greg. And now look at this lap car away! Oh boy there. Rod was pushing.
Wow, that's incredible action from the Baronian brothers. We're coming down to the white flag here anytime.
Yeah, Joe Flowers will come to the white flag this time behind the Baronians. So here's the battle for 4th and the white flag for the leader just behind them. Yeah, 1 lap to go.
The revamped car is leading Ryan Dog Leon. I think it's all over because he has about a 6-car lead. He's coming up to the Baronians. Will he put a lap on the Baronians or will they hold it? We bring him to the line, and it'll be the checker flag anytime now, Jason Galvin.
Joe Flowers takes the win over Ryan Dog Leon. Stephen Brown comes home 3rd. And we still have a battle for 4th down the back straightaway. Everybody else is done, and the brothers are going at it. Rod Baronian leading Greg Baronian off of turn 4, a little bit of a bumper, and it's going to be Rod who hangs on.
Yep. Well, Rod jumped his brother. They started 3 and 4 and flip-flopped those positions on the racetrack. So, wow, great Central Valley mini stock action. As they do every time they come to Madera Speedway, they turn the action on. We're going to get ready to go down trackside with Olivia Mankey. We'll take a short commercial break, pay for this free live stream for our great fans out there, and we'll be back with a very, very happy number 5 out there, and Joe Flowers in that revamp entry with Olivia Mankey. Stay tuned, race fans.
Race fans, we invite you to visit the Carlos Vieira Foundation today. The foundation supports and champions causes like Race for Autism, Race to End the Stigma, and Race to Be Drug-Free. All the proceeds from 5150 energy drink and 5150 apparel sales benefit the Carlos Vieira Foundation. Please visit carlosvierafoundation.org to learn more about this wonderful organization.
The Knocking Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knocking Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Race teams and race fans, are you ready for the Race to Be Drug-Free Big 3 series at the Madera Speedway, featuring $75,000 of bonus money over and above the giant purses in play on July 25th, September 5th, and October 3rd. That's a $10,000 finale October 3rd. September 5th is $5,000 to win, and July 25th is $5,000 to win also. Race to Be Drug-Free Big 3 series coming to the Madera Speedway. Be there.
Back with you with our Madera Speedway live stream here on YouTube on ShortTrackTV. We're going to go down trackside for our trophy presentations for our Central Valley Mini Stocks down there with Joe Flowers. I see Olivia getting ready down there to interview Joe Flowers. We'll send it down trackside to Olivia Mankey.
I'm down here with Joe Flowers, the winner in tonight's race. Joe, you definitely had to work your way up here to this first place position. Walk me through all the cars you had to battle to be up here.
When I first started off, they told me I was light in weight, so they made me start in the back. I qualified first, and then I just started picking them off one at a time, running down low. My car worked really good down low. And they'd push up, and I just get them, and I got them one by one, and that's how I did it.
Now, tell me about the battle you had with second place for the longest time.
Guy, he's really good. He's fast. He's got a big motor. Got a small motor in this car, but it was really good. It was great. He's fast. He's good. We're both overheating, so we were running the heck out of the cars, so that's good.
Joe Flowers, happy with his first place finish tonight.
I want to give everybody out to Manteca, California, all my fans that are watching on TV right now, watching you guys. Really appreciate what you guys done for us. I want to say thanks to everybody and everything for you guys too. Thank you. Right on.
Joe Flowers happy with his first place win in tonight's race.
Got around Doglione, and then Doglione got back to him, and they were 3 wide with a lap car at one point. I'm sure there'll be some interesting version of the events here from Ryan Doglione as well. And I see Olivia Mankey down there, and Olivia is ready to go with our second place finisher.
We have second place Dilloney down here. How was that second place finish, battling with you in first for the longest time? How was that?
I don't know where he came from, but he's been fast. Yesterday in practice, he kissed my rear end, so I went home and fixed my car, but I knew he was going to be fast, so I didn't even see where it came from. He just drove right by me.
Now, you had a lot of battles with lap cars. How were those lap cars treating you in the race?
Oh, they weren't really an issue. I mean, they were there, made it more interesting. I figured it might give me a chance to get back by him, but that was it.
Do you have anybody you would like to thank tonight?
I want to thank this guy right here. After he helped me put my car back together, and actually all these guys that we raced with and the track for letting us come out here. Jaime, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Happy with his second place finish tonight.
All right, Olivia, thank you. Ryan Doglione, a different version of events there from Joe Flowers. Joe was a little frustrated with lap traffic and how things went down. Ryan thought it made it more fun out back. I'm with him. It made it more fun.
A lot of fun, and he's in that House of Juju car, and we're going to slip over to his left, and you see another one of those House of Juju cars, and that is Stephen Brown down there, the third-place competitor, and Olivia is standing by down there with a very happy Stephen Brown.
Randy Brown finishes third in the division tonight. Randy, tell me about how you feel about your third place finish tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's amazing that just a little bit of time that you can put in these cars and how much more things you can get out of them. And it's just overall, today was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, obviously, Randy is very happy with his third place finish tonight.
All right, Stephen Brown, happy with third place down there. Thank you to Olivia, doing a great job. Olivia Mickey is she's our trackside reporter in training out back.
Yes, she is. Olivia, one of our Formula Junior late model drivers, so she'll be taking care of Victory Lane interviews down there, and you'll step down there for the big event tonight, the 100 lap 4-cylinder race. We're going to pay some more bills, race fans.
Got to turn the lights on. Yep. We got a little bit of oil we're cleaning up on the back straight as well. And we got late models coming up next out back. Our club late models. Yeah, we'll take a break and be back here on Short Track TV.
iPull is California's #1 destination for self-service auto parts. Why? Only iPull offers a free 60-day cashback guarantee on our parts. We also buy old cars, wrecked cars, and junk cars, so our customers have access to the parts they want and need. We pay cash for these cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, whether they're running or not. Towing is available. Call us at 855-470-CASH. iPull Auto Parts, a better way to buy auto parts guaranteed. Open daily at 8 a.m. with locations in Fresno, Stockton, and in Pomona.
Personalized advice, precision, and speed, whether purchasing a home or looking to refinance. This is what RPM Mortgage delivers to you. Home loans fast. With our new Home on Time application, we have seamlessly integrated technology into our lending process, allowing you to submit your information in just minutes from any device, anywhere. You can even do it right from the track. If you are looking for a home loan at an accelerated speed, visit rpmwins.com. RPM is the proud title sponsor of the Pro Late Model Series at the Madera Speedway.
What you say we do a little day. Good times begin with the cool, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and just a touch of lemon. Wherever you decide to unwind, make sure you do it with a twist.
Day drinking, yeah, some day drinking.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Unwind with a twist.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some Mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store. Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Back here at the Madera Speedway on Short Track TV as we get ready to go with our late model club race and 40 laps here for the late models tonight out back. And then I know we got a lot of people that have tuned in from across the West Coast and the country who are excited to see the Olga's California Dream 100, that $2,000 to win mini stock race. That is coming up next. So we got 40 laps of late models and then 100 laps of mini stocks for the big bucks.
And I'm going to flip this around on us. We're going to go from the back to the front. So
Okay.
we're going to go with the number 5 on row number 6. That is John Mankey.
In row number 5, you'll have the 28 of Trevor Schlunt and the 16 of Lily Mead.
Incidentally, they are first and second on our points for the year. The 21, starting out of position number 8, is Aaron Mullins. On his inside will be the number 6 of the veteran Mike Beeler.
And then we'll have Hank Galswick Jr. and Del McIntosh in row 3.
We go to row number 2 on the outside. The winner of the last club race here at Madera Speedway and 5th in our TV show last week, the 89 is Sheldon Cooper. On his inside, Hans Beeler in the number 2 car.
And Thomas Martin, who's already got a runner-up tonight in the Challenge Cup Series, will start on the outside of row 1, alongside of Cabe McClenny, the competitor in our Junior Late Model Series in that 05 car, the Bakersfield driver. Outback, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. I was watching qualifying back on pit grandstands, and Cabe's father, JR, who spotted for me when I drove my modified a couple of times, a great guy, came walking away with Brian Herzog, who we've already talked about tonight, and everybody here at Madera Speedway knows. And Brian has been helping the McClennys with that race car out back. And Brian said something to JR about, how about that? And JR's response was, I didn't even tell him we changed it. So they changed something on the 05 car. They've been trying to get Cabe to find some speed. And they did the old crew chief switcheroo where they just change something and don't tell the driver and went out there and went quick time. I've had my crew chief do that for me before and come back and be like, man, I don't know what happened. It feels really good. And he just laughed. Shane Thompson just used to laugh at me and be like, I changed like 4 things, didn't tell you. And I was like, oh, would have been nice. He's like, the reason I didn't tell you is because of what just happened. You would have drove the car different. I wanted you to drive it the same.
Well, Cabe has been struggling with that car. His brother, Cale, who drove the car that he had last year, this is a brand new car, so they've been trying to get set with this car as we are ready to go next time by the flag stand. So this is the brand new car for the McClinnys. Cabe handed his car down to Cale. Cale was in a really ancient car that virtually, I think, came out of Noah's Ark. And they put Cabe in Cale's car from last year, Cale and Cabe's car, and he's doing a great job. So they're working on this car, and today's success, they are fast time, and they lead them to green at Madera Speedway for 40 laps. A late model racing tonight. A young junior star making his first start in full late model company.
And we'll see if the outside line comes in with the late models. Sometimes it does. It did last week. Thomas Martin sideways off of turn 4 in the 91 car, and that's going to allow McClenny to lead lap 1 and clear the 91 car now. Down the back straightaway, we get single file back through 4th, and the battle for 5th is between Del McIntosh and that 28 car. Boy, Hank Gileswick is just hung out up top. Look how sideways Del was off the corner, but up front, Cabe McClenny trying to pull away from Thomas Martin, but the 91 staying with him out back.
Yes, they are, the 91. And we haven't seen Thomas Martin in a late model, albeit he did get some track time in that Challenge Cup car. So that's been a bit of an advantage for Thomas Martin. A battle here between Sheldon Cooper, the 89 car, that BC Pizza Fantasy Deagles car. Now he is the winner of the last club race. Sheldon Cooper, 5th last week, and our Nutter Pro late models. Incidentally, go to NavTV20, all capitals. Buy yourself some Nut Up product and you get 20% off at checkout. And young Hans Bieler. Now, I didn't know much history on young Hans. I went down to the pit area today, talked to his father, Mike Bieler. Basically, they've done just indoor go-karting and a little bit of go-karting with him. But this is his first year running the late models. They bought that car, the white car that you see on screen now. That's Mike Bieler. That's the old car that was black. The new car they bought, that is black. That is the new car that they found for young Hans, and he's been doing a great job. Now on screen, the 26, and I want to tell you a story about this guy. This is Del McIntosh. We used to call him a stuntman. Husband and wife, Candy, who's a racer as well and a roller derby girl. She pit crews this with Roy, the car owner. They have a sponsor called Art of Life Cancer Foundation. You can go to www.artoflifecancer.org and check them people out. They do some really cool people. Both the families, Roy and Del's family, have been affected by cancer, so doing a great job. That is Art of Life Cancer Foundation. So we want to give them a big shout out. And Del is racing hard with the number 6 of Mike Bieler, the mentor.
Yeah, Mike Bieler just put the slide job on Del McIntosh there. Moves up into the 5th position, and now we're going to check in on the 16, Lily Mead. Lily's in the battle for the championship with Trevor Schlunt right now out back, as she talked about. Brother Alexander, I believe, up here on the spotter stand for her. Actually, is Dad up there this week? Look over. I think Jeff Mead's up there spotting. Dad's up there spotting for Lily this week. It means Alexander, the crew chief for the team down there in the pit area, and Lily doing a nice job right now, running in the 7th position.
Yes, and of course Trevor Schlunt has some problems with the 28. They've had motor issues, and this is a torrid battle, and I believe, though, that Trevor missed a race. Lily still has to throw away a race, so she needs to bank as many points as tonight. And Del McIntosh mentioned this to me in the pit area too, the fact that Lily hasn't had a throwaway race yet. And you see Trevor there, unfortunately, the Dennis Auto Repair, they have some sort of motor issue that's really affecting, but he has to keep running and running and running and try and pick up every point he can, Jason Galvin. You know when you're in a championship fight.
Oh, yeah.
We are clean and green here, Jason Galvin. This is some great battle. It's the first time you've seen one of our club races. We try and make it no contact. The drivers are told, please leave them under. It's a training ground to step the people up to TV. And, we see it. Look, the 05 coming from juniors to full late models. Thomas Martin right behind him in the 91. Cabe's doing a great job, the Bakersfield kid.
Yeah, he certainly is. Out there right now running in the 15 2s and 3s in that 05 car. And Cabe McClenny holding off Thomas Martin with Hans Bieler in 3rd. And the 3 of them have really kind of opened up their lead. Of course, the front 2 are nose to tail like this. Just 3 car lengths behind Martin is Hans Bieler. They're a full straightaway ahead of Sheldon Cooper, who's back in the 4th place trying to hold off Mike Bieler. And you'll see the gap here. Look at this. The front three, you can tell, just way out in front out back.
And you got, I believe, Brian Herzog, I think, is possibly on the radio.
He is for Cabe McClenny.
Yep. Yeah, he's on the radio for Cabe McClenny. And that's a good guy to have on the radio because Brian Herzog won't let up. Brian Herzog, from the drop of the green till that checker flag falls, Brian will be pushing, telling him, move the car up if he has to. Brian sees, as an ex-racer, if Brian sees a run coming from Thomas Martin, he's going to tell him, get up the track, break that move, or come down low. But the guy that's really impressing me is the guy in third.
I was just going to say, Hans Bieler's, and my eyes might be deceiving me out back. It looks like he's gaining on him, and we're going to slide even farther back now because you've got a battle between Lily Mead and Hank Galswick that's heating up.
Yes, it is, and this is important too. You have a battle between first and third in points. You see Lily Mead down here in that Mead Performance, number 16. Lily, a former junior racer. She was one of our original junior stars. She was granted an extra year in the juniors. We let her run one more year, which is at the discretion of promoter Kenny Shepard. If he feels that a driver needs another year in the juniors, he will keep them down, even though we have that 10 to 16. We will keep them for another year if they want to. And Lily, she expired that. This is her first year in the full late models, and she is becoming a very, very good race car driver. You see it all the time, improving lap after lap, race after race, but improving up front. How about that Bakersfield kid, Cabe McClenny?
Super solid run from Cabe McClenny so far. He has put up with the pressure from the veteran Thomas Martin all night and has not made any mistakes. There'll be 15 laps to go when they come across the stripe here for Cabe McClenny, trying to hold on for his first checkered flag in a late model here at Madera.
Yes, Cabe McClenny, he is used to this pressure in the junior late models because where he runs, in that top 5 group. He's used to a lot of pressure down there. He's used to having to have cars beaten on his rear. Now you see he's stepped it up, he got away, but the big threat here, I believe, is Hans Bieler. If Hans Bieler gets through that 91, young Hans, and he's a rookie driver, like I said, coming from go-karts. You can put the go-kart on the hood of this car, and Hans Bieler turned it sideways out of turn number 4. So Hans, obviously, he's spider. They have Mike David working with them, the famous Mike David, former K&N West champion, of course, Mike David. He's the guy that looks after a lot of the setup on these 2 and the 6 of the Bieler cars.
As we close in now with 12 laps remaining here in this one, and Thomas Martin losing ground to Cabe McClenny, and Hans Bieler is there in the battle for second. We'll have 10 to go the next time that they cross the line. And Trevor Schlunt calls it a night out back to 28, brings it to the infield.
Well, there's nothing to be gained now. Trevor's worked out that probably that's about the best that he can finish. Don't want to hurt the motor in that car. Trevor was probably trying to see if there was going to be a bit of a muscling going on, maybe a bit of a crash, and he's worked out that's not going to happen tonight, so there's nothing gained from staying out there. But what is to be gained right now is the experience that this 05, and I talked to JR about this down the pit area earlier today, that running, when the kids come from the junior late models and they come to these club shows, when they go back to the junior late models, you will see an improved performance when they hit the junior late models. I don't know exactly what it is. I can't touch on it. But something in this racing, as Trevor Schlunt, they went to the pits and looked at that car, but something about running in these open late models steps it up to the kids when they go back to the juniors. So next week we'll see him here for the 51-50 junior late models, and I expect him to be a front runner next week. John Mankey
7 to go. Yeah, I was just going to
car.
say, John Mankey brings it in, but gets it off the track. 6 laps remaining. We're coming to 5 for Cabe McClenny.
Yes, the McClennys from Bakersfield, they're going to be very, very happy if Cabe can bring this car to victory lane, and I believe that will be Cabe's first win in a late model. I'm not totally 100% sure. I think it would. I don't think he has never won a junior late model. He has podium in a late model, so this would be the best finishing. And how about this battle? Hank Goldsworth Jr., they had to sit out most of the season. They had their trailer stolen, Jason, last year.
Yeah, Aaron Mullins is just all
and Aaron's
over.
over the back of him, and they are closing in on Lily Mead. Lily's doing a great job down here, Lily Mead, tonight. Really impressive performance from her. And Del McIntosh sits in front of her. Great job from our regulars that are fighting out for a point spell. Hank goes Virginia sideways right in front of Aaron Mullins.
And hangs on to it as the white flag will fly next time for the 0-5 of Cabe McClenny.
Yes, it will. And with that sideways action from Hank Goldsworth Jr., that has taken the pressure off of young Lily Mead. So Lily is able to, she's able to now settle down. She'll see the white flag this time. I don't think Aaron Mullins will catch it. Just put one nice clean green lap in. But how about this race ends coming to the checker flag at Madera Speedway? Kate McClenny, the Bakersfield kid, one of our junior stars, goes to victory lane tonight over Thomas Martin, another young star, Hans Bieler. And
Boy,
how about that? You're from Bakersfield, Jason Galvin.
It was a great run from Cabe. There was a great run there for fourth place coming to the line, and Sheldon Cooper held off there by just the tiniest amount. So I guess Trevor Schlunt was a lap down. So it looked like it was a photo finish, but Trevor was lapped down. A great run, though, for Cabe McClenny, who's going to take another lap here and celebrate. And we will take a commercial break, and when we come back, talk to the winner, Cabe McClenny, and the rest of our podium. And then it's time for the Olga's California Dream 100 here on Short Track TV.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store.
Outback Andy, it's race time here at Madera.
Yes, it is.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Welcome back to Mission Foods Madera Speedway on Short Track TV. Wow, wow, wow. How about it down in Victory Lane? Olivia Mankey is down there with a first-time winner, and it's one of our kids that stepped it up into the local late models. We're going to go down with Olivia Mankey with a super happy Cabe McClenny.
Here with Cabe McClenny, the winner of the late model race tonight. Cabe, this is your first win. How does it feel to be winning your first win in the late model division?
Oh, it feels pretty good. It finally took 4 years, and I guess when we finally move up to pros, I guess we get the win, so I'll take it.
Now, this is a new car this season. How are you liking this new car for the season?
Oh, it's pretty good. I mean, thanks for it. You and your dad just gave it to us, so I'll take it. It's a lot faster than that other thing. Brian Herzog and the Herzog crew and Dobit's Construction, Genesis Stocks, they've been helping us out a ton this year, and we finally came out, have a little fun, help with the car. Hopefully we can come back for the next TV race, hopefully get a top 3.
Now, how'd you like doing that donut at the end? I knew you probably had a little bit of fun with that.
Yeah, that was funner than I thought. I saw a little bit of smoke in the cockpit. I'm like, okay, this is what it feels like. That was fun.
Gabe McClenny winning his first late model race here at Madera.
Gabe McClenny out back laughing about now he knows what it's like to do burnouts when he finally saw smoke in the cockpit. I think about the time he saw the smoke in the cockpit was the same time I saw smoke coming out of his dad's ears.
Yeah, I think that's about where it was coming from. Not
It's
from
like,
the tires.
Stop! What are you doing, kid?
I've seen this kid grow from the mini cups to the late models and junior late models, and now we're winning. You can't blame the kid
No,
for
not
getting
at all.
down there. He's ecstatic. This is big for them. They've struggled the last couple of weeks to get that car home to victory lane.
Olivia down there was second place.
Yeah.
He's the man who's got to be tired of being bridesmaid here tonight at Madera Speedway, Thomas Martin.
Yeah.
Late model second place driver tonight is Thomas Martin. Thomas, you had the chance with Cabe. You almost had him, but car just started to fall back. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get him on the start. Kind of got a little loose coming off of 4. He got the position. We were right there with him, trying to get under, and then my car started overheating and just kind of had to take it what it had. Came home second for the second race in a row, which it's kind of a little frustrating on that part, but good night overall.
Now, does the heat out here have anything to affect your car with its heat?
Yeah, I don't know if we used a little too much tape or if it was, I really don't know what it is, but it definitely got a little hot about halfway through, so it started spewing some water.
Thomas Martin coming home second.
Well, like you say, Thomas Martin, 2 second places tonight, and we move on to third place down here, and this is very, very interesting in the Beeler Industries. We would have thought maybe it was his father that would have got to victory lane and being in that podium position down there. But Olivia Menke is down there with a young guy that comes from the karting background. It is Hans Beeler.
Hans Bueller finishing third in tonight's race. Hans, it's probably not the finish you wanted, but I know you had a good race. Tell me about the race that you had.
You know, we were just a little loose there going in and a little tight in the center and a little loose off. I caught up to the 91 a few times, but it just, every time I got up there, it's like I just got a little loose and had to keep on digging the whole time. But I just want to go and thank my parents for, you know, putting me out here, and Mike, David, and the whole crew, Joey, Steve, Gina, Kim, Kelly, Linda, all of them just doing it all so we could be out here. I really appreciate it. Look forward to being here again.
Hans Bueller happy with his third place win tonight.
Okay, young Hans down there. I tell you what, in the background, Jason Galvin, you'll see the guy in the race suit right behind him, over the wall there. That is Mike Beeler, Mike the veteran. He took his car back to the pit area, raced across here to see the victory lane celebration where his son just filled the final podium position down there.
That'd be a proud moment for him.
That's going to be a proud moment for Mike. I know they got a lot of good people working with him. Mike David especially working with that team. But how about that? Hans Beeler third, Thomas Martin second, and the kid from Bakersfield, Kay McLean. That family is a very budget-orientated team. They towed here today with an open trailer with that car. And
which would have got them a bonus if they brought a mini stock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had an open trailer, a couple of bonus awards for the open trailers.
So,
speaking of, we got the August California Dream 100 coming up next here at Madera, and we want to remind you, again, if you're watching this, go to nutup.com.
Yep.
Use the promo code MAVTV20.
All in capitals.
All in capitals. I'm sure I'd have to check it. I bet it works in lowercase too. I got faith in our friends from Nutup out back. MAVTV20, and you get 20% off your order of whatever you want from Nut Up. They've got butters, they've got chopped nuts, they've got whole nuts. It's all phenomenal. Outback and I, everybody says we have beer bellies, but I think we have almond bellies.
I love the sea salt and caramels. Kenny Shepard and Stephen Blakeslee, they like the sweet heat. Which flavor do you
Kenny's
like?
working on Kenny's working on one too. I'm into the garlic one. Sign me up.
Garlic ones.
Yeah, all day.
Okay, yep.
All day. Yeah. I tell you what, Outback, why don't we take another break here? Pay some more bills. Maybe we'll hear from our friends at NetUp in this set of commercial breaks here as well. And when we return, we'll be ready to go for 100 laps and $2,000 in the Olga's California Dream 100 here at Madera.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store. Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway. Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
Welcome back to our race fans on the YouTube, on Short Track TV. What we're going to do here, Jason Galvin, we're going to throw down here shortly to Kenny Shepard for our MAV TV. Then we'll come back to the booth just quickly. We'll throw to a commercial break because we are now filming.
But it won't be a commercial. We're going to throw everybody for a loop who's watching right now. If you're not familiar with how we do this, because we are filming this for a MAV TV event, and normally I would be down trackside out back.
Yes,
Kenny would bring us in and throw it down to me, and then we'd come back to you and Steven. Instead, what we're going to do tonight with Kenny down there handling pre-race for us, and I'll handle halftime and post-race, and you and I will call the race. So what we're going to do here in a few minutes is we're going to throw it down to Kenny. Kenny will do the pre-race open, send it back to you and I. We'll kind of set the stage, and then we're going to send it to a, quote, commercial.
Yep.
Count to 5, basically, and then, quote, welcome you back in. We're not going anywhere. We're with you live until we go green from here on out and through the end of the night. But you're going to hear us throw to a commercial and stop. And if you think this sounds wonky and they forgot their commercial, it's because we're setting this up for the MAV TV show, which will air on a future date. Of course, we have MAV TV airing every week now. We have Madera Racing on MAV TV rolling along. And but if you don't have MAV TV, you need to call your cable or satellite provider and tell them you want MAV TV.
It's 214 on direct. It's 1105 on AT&T UVerse.
Yeah, I have Spectrum.
Shark.
I have Spectrum. It's 1138 or 30. I wish I remembered it exactly. I know right where it's at. I can get there.
Check with your provider for our where MAV TV, where you can find it. Well, race fans, we're going to go down trackside now to Kenny Shepard with his stand-up for the MAV TV
It is
show.
finally time for the Olga's California Dream 100 right here from the Madera Speedway. I'm Kenny Shepard, and this has been something we've been working on for over a year and a half. Bob Copley called me with an idea to put on one of the biggest mini stock races in the nation. He went to work on sponsorship. I went to work on sponsorship. And what we have right behind me right now are some of the best mini stock drivers from all over the western United States that our MAV TV fans are going to really enjoy this evening. It's 100 laps, much like our late model format. 50 laps, 10-minute break. They can adjust anything, change anything except for the tires. Then 50 laps for $2,000 to win. In all, it's a $16,000 purse in the Olga California Dream 100 right here on MAV TV. Stay with us, race fans. When we get back from upstairs, Jason Galvin and Outback Andy Foster will have this whole call for you tonight. Stay with us.
Kenny Shepard, thank you so much. Up here in the booth with my broadcast partner tonight, Outback Andy Foster. I'm Jason Galvin. Outback Kenny talked about it, all of the trials and tribulations and COVID-19 and the tire, and Bob Copley lost his wife. And yet we still managed to get here. The Olga's California Dream 100. I know you're so excited because these are the cars you love.
Yeah, I love these cars, and we got a mixture. We've even got a truck in there as well. We just got a great mixture of makes. We got a great mixture of models. Look at that Ford Capri down there, that 86 car, beautiful-looking car. Well, I tell you what, Jason Galvin, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, race fans, we are going to have the Olga's California Dream 100. The best four-cylinder racing on the west side of the Mississippi.
$2,000 to win, and it's coming up next right here on MAV TV. Well, welcome back into MAV TV and the Olga's California Dream 100, and we are ready to go here at Madera Speedway. We're going to fire these race cars up, and we will take you through the starting lineups here on Short Track TV and the streaming service here. And then we'll have another kind of reset once we get the cars going and take you through the MAV TV Open that we do here as well with the starting lineups. I know we've got Outback. Check this out. So we have on our MAV TV nights for our late models and junior late models here. Last week, we smashed records. We had 1,000+ people watching at one point, right?
Well, that's 1,000 devices.
Right,
so
that's
you could
right.
Have
Devices,
you could have a house
exactly.
where you've got a bunch of family watching.
That's a great point. So this week, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, it's my first club race. And I know we got this big mini stock race, but it'd be cool if we get a couple hundred people watching. Outback, how many devices, how many people do you think are watching right now?
I have no idea. I know
600.
600 for a club
How
race.
awesome is that? Yeah, and everybody tuning these numbers are just clicking up and up and up and up and up. And hey, Brian Ratzloff wants to know what's up with you on the stream. He says, "What's up, Outback?"
Well, he's
eating bacon.
Well, no, not tonight. Not tonight. I was eating some pork earlier, but I tell you what is up. What is up is we've had a great night of racing here at Madera Speedway. And see, you're not normally here for these races, Jason. See how fast we move through this program. We move through the program super, super fast on our club races. And then you look at this shot of all of these awesome four-cylinder cars.
Yeah.
And what a mixture they are.
Oh, it's awesome.
Of makes, models.
Kenny, we got somebody on the stream who's asking where they can get the mask that you're wearing. Is that available anywhere? The 5150 mask.
Yeah, go to 5150. Their store in Livingston. They sell shirts, hats, jackets, everything.
Got to go to the 5150 store in Livingston, and they have them there. They got a website too, the 5150
yes,
website.
5150.
Okay.
Go to 5150. You can pick up
5150 Industries, right?
Yep. You go to 5150.com and you'll find a whole bunch of. They got all their merchandise there.
Yeah.
You'll even find, I believe, on that you'll find the book there, Knocking Doors Down. You probably see the link. If not, the link to Knocking Doors Down, that great book that
Look at
Carlos
this.
Vieira wrote.
We've got people watching from Washington right now, Idaho, Midland, Texas. Man, this is cool, Outback. We got people from all over the country tuned in to watch these mini stocks go at it. And now, again, the difference between the mini stocks we saw earlier and these ones, Outback, these are built mini stocks.
Yes,
they started as a car at one point, right?
They did.
Some of them, but they're on racing tires. They've got built racing motors in them. They are bad fast for a four-cylinder.
We also have people watching internationally. I see some people. I know there's definitely a guy who's my former crew chief, Havachat, watching
There you
from
go.
Brisbane, Australia. He's watching supercars.
Is
and
it
us at the same
Brisbane?
time.
No kidding.
Brisbane,
Is that how you pronounce it down
yeah,
there?
Brisbane, Australia. Yeah.
Man, us Americans been calling it Brisbane forever.
Yeah.
Somebody watching from Yuma, Arizona right now? Man, this is awesome.
We usually get people in the forces that are watching as well. I see Utah. We got someone watching from El Dorado, California, North Carolina.
They're going to give us a...
Seth Goldswick was watching watching his brother from there. We got people from Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi. That's Stacy Raspo. So we got people watching from all over the world. Angela Polly, obviously from here in Madera. So we got people watching from all over the country, all over the world, watching this Short Track TV on the YouTube, and we love it.
Yes, we do.
The lineup here for our...
and I have the onboards as well out back, so when we go, we will roll through both of them. And here we go. We're going to take a pause and come back with the start of our MAV TV show. And welcome back into MAV TV and the Olga's California Dream 100 from Madera Speedway here on MAV TV. I'm Jason Galvin. He's Outback Andy Foster. Outback, we had 17 mini stocks show up. Only 16, unfortunately, are going to take the green. Trampus Deutsch from Colorado had an issue. $2,000 to win. Let's run you through the lineup.
Yes, we're going to go from the back on row number 8. You'll find out there Brian Burrow Jr., and Fred Vigil.
Row 7, we got Rick Ackerman Jr. and Thomas Stanford.
Row number 6, Andy Brown and Terry Armstrong Jr.
Row 5, Brian Merle Sr., fresh off knee replacement surgery, and Brad Rhodes.
We go to row number 4, that is Justin Carson and Vincent Geisler.
And row 3, Gary Kleintobe and Jarrett Mayo.
We go to row number 2, Brett Merrill and Josh Cross.
And on the front row, we've got John Soros from Southern California and the 0 car of Drew Crenshaw from Nampa, Idaho in a Honda CRX. He calls Meridian Speedway his home. Look at that. Just on the front row out back, we've got a front wheel drive and we've got a rear-wheel drive, and that's what's so exciting about this race. It's split pretty evenly between front and rear-wheel drive cars. Look at this. We've got a Honda CRX. We've got Acura Integras, a Mustang. We've got a Ford Courier. We've got a Civic. We've got a Ford Ranger.
How about that Ford Capri?
We've got Capris, Mercury and Ford Capris. We've got a Toyota Corolla. We've got a Toyota Celica. We've got Lights Out. We've got 16 mini stocks. $2,000 to win in the Olga's California Dream 100, and Drew Crenshaw and John Soros will bring us to the green flag here at Madera Speedway on MAP TV.
Yeah, talking to John Soros, he's saying this tri-bank track was a real handful for this 86 car. He hoped that when the weather cooled down that this 86 car would be fast on the high line, but that Zero car was fast in the heats today. I can tell you that, Jason Galvin, and that's Drew Crenshaw. Drew in that Zero car, awesome car. I can tell you that he is a former ISRL sprint car winner as well, and he's been married for 15 years, loves his wife, and they race as a family together.
He's running a unique line up on the high side right now, and we got a big battle going on. This is for fifth on back. It starts with the 2 car, Vincent Giesig, and then Gary Kleintobe in that front-wheel drive 39 car. Watch some of these front-wheel drive cars here out back. Watch Kleintobe in the corner. Watch the left rear tire. It's going to lock up. A little hard to see there, but we get a view on these front-wheel drive cars. They're locking up and carrying the left rear tire.
Yes, they are. That rear-wheel drive Ford Mustang, the 77 entry. And that car is a beautiful car,
Boy,
too.
Terry Armstrong Jr., who ran a 16:29 in qualifying, started way back in 12th and is up to 4th already.
There's a long way to go tonight for these pro mini stocks. 100 laps around this 1/3 mile tri-banked racetrack in Central California. And, well, I tell you what, this is like peak hour on 101 in San Francisco. There are cars everywhere all over the road.
We've got 95 laps remaining, and you would never know it looking at this battle right now, and that's the 2 car of Giesig. 3 wide into turn 1. That really works at Madera, and we got contact. Kleintobe into the 00, but they hang on.
Yes, the 39 car got bundled out of that, Gary Kleintobe, and now he's under pressure from that 72 of Andy Brown. Brown looking to go to the outside, looking at that 72 car. He's Andy Brown out of Spokane, Washington in that Ford Pinto. And that Ford Pinto he calls State Line Speedway his home.
And we got a battle shaping up at the front of the field as well as the 2 car continues to pick off spots. That's Giesig going around on the inside of the 72. We're going to move back to the front because look at this. Terry Armstrong Jr. from 12th place out back to the point. Down the back straightaway, he's in a battle with Drew Crenshaw, but into 3 and 4, nobody's going to hold that 77 back. It took Terry Armstrong Jr. 9 laps to make up 11 spots and take the lead of the Olga's California Dream 100.
Yeah, this 77 car, that is a very, very fast car. Like you say, he has been very, very busy very early in this race. Wow, I tell you what, he's State Line Speedway, Idaho, 2000. This guy has got a lot of racing victories. That's a 2.3 liter Mercury Capri motor in that Mustang.
He is checking out front right now from Drew Crenshaw as we work lap number 12, 88 laps to go in the Olga's California Dream 100, and all the great companies that help make this race happen, like our friends at Lucas Oil and MAB TV, Jerry Pitts Racing, Pyrotech, Frank's Radios, LP Gears. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Racers Against Child Abuse, Windmere Realty, Stan Mertz Racing. So many people came together out back because we've talked about it tonight. We heard Kenny Shepard mention it off the top of our show. So many things tried to hold this race back. COVID-19, wildfires, a factory fire at a tire factory, and here we are. Bob Copley lost his wife, Olga, dedicated it to her and said, you know what? I'm making this race happen. I don't care.
Yep.
We're running this in honor of Olga, and here we are. Bob and Madera Speedway and Lucas Oil made this race happen, and we are 15 laps in to the Olga's California Dream 100.
And I tell you what, if Olga was here, she'd be loving this racing action on this super racy 1/3
Olga's
mile.
here, Outback. Trust
Yep,
me on
she
that
is.
one. She's here.
This is a great battle, too, here between the 22A and that 00 entry. Brad Rhodes in that 00. That's a little Mustang there. And we're probably going to go 3 wide here soon here. Jason Galvin is the 0 now. Crenshaw is reeling back in our race leader.
Well, we got a car parked there on the back straightaway. We saw him flash by, but he did get off the
That's Josh
racetrack.
Cross out of Stockton. He's one of our Central Valley mini stock racers that stepped it up to open competition, and unfortunately for him, his race seemingly done as he went to the infield.
And Terry Armstrong Jr. has company at the front of the field. Outback. Here comes the 22 of Rick Ackerman Jr. out of Roy, Washington. The Ford Mustang. He runs at South Sound Speedway, and Ackerman has moved into second and is running down Terry Armstrong Jr. Armstrong shot to the front, but he might have used up his Hoosiers about 80 laps too soon. Here's Ackerman to the inside. Into turn 1, a battle for the lead in the Olga's California Dream 100 between Armstrong and Ackerman, and Brad Rhodes in the 00 and Thomas Stanford in the 19. They're right there as well, and guess what? Lap traffic about to be in the way as Ackerman leads his first lap.
Yeah, our fearless Frank there putting the passing new flag out as they start to put laps on these guys. This is a big battle up front, 3-car battle for the lead at Madera Speedway.
Armstrong got held up there by the lap car. That was the number 13 of Brian Merle Sr. We mentioned just off of knee replacement surgery out here trying to run 100 laps. That's going to be tough. It holds Armstrong up and makes it a 3-car battle for the lead. Ackerman with Rhodes all over his back bumper and Stanford in third. And I got to tell you right now, it's all about the 4-letter power here. Ackerman out front, Rhodes in second, a pair of Ford Mustangs leading the way here, and Thomas Stanford in third also got the pony power.
Yeah, I tell you what, the guy in that third spot, that 19, he's a 2019 Fall Classic winner. Is the Early Richardson 2019 winner. Is a very, very good pedigree of racer.
And more lap traffic in front of these two here. This is Giesig in the 2, the 74 of Brian Merle Jr. going a lap down. So Senior and Junior have both lost a lap here early in this one. We're a quarter of the way through the Olga's California Dream 100. 75 laps to go, and the 77's off the pace. Is that Armstrong? It is. Terry Armstrong Jr. down the back straightaway and slow. He's trying to get it going again. We'll see what happens. He's creeping around. Look at this. Terry Armstrong Jr. is going to pull over. Oh, boy, look out. The 14 of Jarrett Mayo in the truck came sliding out of the corner, was pointed towards Armstrong. Armstrong gets it off the track, and we go back to the battle for the lead right now, as this is Ackerman out in front, the 00 of Rhodes, and the 19 of Stanford. They're nose to tail still as they come around and put Kleintove down the lap.
Motor issues for Terry Armstrong Jr. They pulled the hood off that car on the infield, but this is great racing action here. Jason Galvin, our race leader, is the 22A of Rick Ackerman Jr. out of Roy, Washington. Called South Sound Speedway. He's home track, and it's great to have these drivers traveling from all over the country to come and race here at Madera Speedway.
As we talked about Outback, we had 17 cars actually make it here. Unfortunately, we lost one of them, and Trampus Deutsch, who came from Colorado Springs, had a main seal problem, couldn't find one within a couple-hour drive this morning when they opened up that race car and found out what the problem was. And so, unfortunately, Trampus didn't make the call. Outback, at one point, we have 30-plus cars registered for this race. We talked about all the things that have kind of played against it with COVID and the wildfires and so many other things happening right now. And so, unfortunately, we only ended up with 17 here and 16 starting. But, boy, big shout-out to Bob Copley and his entire team, because at one point, man, this looked like it was going to be 30, 40 cars, and still a great race going on as they go around all the lap cars there. Mayo going a lap down, Merle and Merle.
3 lap cars, 3 race leaders. The race leaders take the inside, the lap cars take the outside and do a great job. This 1 and 2 on the race. Look at the battle for second. That's the 00 And that 19, I tell you what, the 19 has done a great job out there.
Thomas Stanford trying to go to second out back around the 00 of Rhodes off of turn 2. Move that 19 car up. They're all great looking Ford Mustangs out there. Coming up here on Fast Freddy Vigil in the 15 out of Melba, Idaho, to put Vigil a lap down. And the battle for the lead is heating up once again as Stanford is closed in on the back of Ackerman, and we have 35 down and 65 to go as we come to the line.
Right now, we've got a change in positions. So the 19 now has gone to second place. Thomas Stanford moves up to second, and that puts that 00 car of Brad Rhodes back to third. So I tell you what, the 19 of Stanford is coming after our race leader in Rick Ackerman Jr.
Vigil right in front of them, a lap down, and here comes some more lap cars. Vincent Giesig about to lose a second lap. Boy, Johnny Soros, who we thought would be a real competitor in this one, the Orange Show in Southern California, Lucas Oil driver, is about to lose a lap as well. Giesig goes 2 laps down now as Ackerman and Stanford both get to the bottom of the 2 car. Rhodes is right there as well, and the 00 gets a little held up behind them off camera. These two, though, all over the back of Fast Freddy now, and John Soros goes way high. Johnny Soros down the front straightaway off the pace and high. That Lucas Oil car is going to lose a lap in the 86, and here come the leaders around.
Yeah, lap 38 right now. So how this race plays out, 2 50-lap halves, you'll go down interview drivers at the break. So we're going to go, we're only 11 laps away from the break, and unfortunately that Capri, the Orange Show racer, has gone down a lap. That really shocked me. That 74 Ford Capri with that 2.3 motor with the S-Sling ahead on that car. I thought that car was going to be a real car to contend here tonight, but obviously they've got a problem. But the thing about it is if they can just keep going to the break.
Out in front as the leaders almost got taken out there by Brian Merle.
Okay, here we go. We're side by side for the lead here, Jason Galvin, between that 22A of Rick Ackerman. We have a new race leader. It's the 19 Thomas Stanford now as he goes down the back. They got a lap car in front of him. That is the 15 car, Fast Freddy Vigil, and he goes up the racetrack right in front of our race leader.
Boy, Vigil was all sorts of sideways. Ackerman slides back to second. Stanford starts to check out. And we are already out back, Andy Foster, just 7 laps away from our halfway break, which comes up at lap 50. Couldn't believe how quick the first half of this race is gone. We got one of the Merles off the pace there. You're going to see him flash by. Yep. That's the 11 car. That's Brett Merle, the youngest brother, the younger brother of Brian Jr. by 5 years. And boy, the 00 is just stuck behind Fast Freddy. And Thomas Stanford has checked out on Rick Ackerman down the front straightaway.
Yes, he has, driven away by about 3 car lengths right now. As you see that 11 car desperately trying to get to the pit area. And the 11 makes it to the pit area, so that is good news that he's been able to get back there. Brett Merle. Brett started out in 3rd position on the racetrack, and he may have come back out, Jason. He's just trying to soldier on, realizes there's only about 3 or 4 laps left to run in this race. In fact, as we cross the line now, it is 4 laps remaining till the break.
At halfway, they'll get a chance to make some changes to the car and put some more fuel in it. They cannot change tires, but they will have a chance to make some setup changes, and it's been a 3-car runaway up front between Stanford, Ackerman, and Rhodes at this point, and it looks like, barring any sudden changes, that's probably how we're going to go into the break, as Stanford is really starting to open things up here out back, pulling away. He's got his lead up to 1 second over Ackerman. A couple more lap cars in the way here. Coming around, 2 laps left until we get to the break. They're going to go around the 13 of Brian Merle Sr. once again. And the 0 car of Drew Crenshaw, who started on the pole, is in danger of going a lap down. Crenshaw's in 6th place out back.
Well,
only 6 cars on the lead lap. He's going to go a lap down as we get 1 to go. 5 cars on the lead lap here as we're a lap away from halfway.
Yeah, this is an incredible performance by our Fast 5 on the racetrack, like that 19 car now. It will bring that to the break. This will be our break. The 19 of Thomas Stanford will win the first half of the Olga's California Dream 100, 50 laps down. And when we get back from commercial break, Jason Galvin, you will head down trackside and you'll interview the top 5 in the Olga's California Dream 100. Stay with us, race fans. We'll be back with you in just a few moments.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight. Race fans, we invite you to visit the Carlos Vieira Foundation today. The foundation supports and champions causes like Race for Autism, Race to End the Stigma, and Race to be Drug-Free. All the proceeds from 5150 energy drink and 5150 apparel sales benefit the Carlos Vieira Foundation. Please visit carlosvierafoundation.org to learn more about this wonderful organization.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Race teams and race fans, are you ready for the Race to be Drug-Free Big 3 series at the Madera Speedway, featuring $75,000 of bonus money over and above the giant purses in play on July 25th, September 5th, and October 3rd. That's a $10,000 finale October 3rd. September 5th is $5,000 to win, and July 25th is $5,000 to win also. Race to be Drug-Free Big 3 series coming to the Madera Speedway. Be there.
Welcome back to MAV TV for Olga's California Dream 100 for these Pro 4 cylinder cars. I'm going to send it down here shortly trackside to Jason Galvin. And Jason Galvin is down there trackside with our race leader.
Well, Thomas Stanford here at the halfway break, getting that $100 bonus from Windmere Realty here delivered to you. Thomas, boy, that first half, you talk about excited. I can see the smile so hard with the mask, but boy, that smile is crystal clear. I think you know you got yourself a bad, fast race car. Talk me through the first 50 laps. No yellow flags to be able to drive to the front was awfully impressive.
Yeah, the smile's there for sure. Yeah, just trying to bide my time. You know, I thought there was going to be some caution flags there in the first couple laps, so I was really hanging back and kind of let the other leaders get ahead of me. And then just picking them off, and with about 15 to go, I saw a chance, picked off one, and then started going to work on the other one. So, yeah, if we can keep it in one piece, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Thomas Stanford, your leader here at the halfway break, and he picks up.
Yes, Jason Galvin picking up some money down there during that break. Great job from our race leader, Thomas Stanford. We'll move on now to second place down there, and that is the driver of the 22A down there, Rick Ackerman Jr.
How cool this is down here, guys, because this is our second place driver, Rick Ackerman Jr., and he's doing the work himself, fueling this race car. You look like you're hot and tired of worn out. We still got 50 laps left here, and super exciting first 50. No cautions. Thomas got around you there at the very end. What do you need to do to get back by him and win this thing?
The track is great. It was exciting. A little tiring, but yeah, Thomas is a great driver, and I couldn't be here without all my family, sponsors, friends, Aaron Dobish, my dad, Rick Ackerman, Sign Awnings, Olympia, Bode Racing for a Cause. We are going to donate half of any winnings from this race all to a cause for kids. So
that is awesome, and I think you get yourself a little bonus here for coming in second at the end of the first 50 laps as well. I know they've done so much here, it's Bob and his team, to come up with bonus money for you guys. You've all traveled from so far. As a mini stock driver, you get to race every weekend. You're not usually the stars of the show. What does it mean for all of you drivers who have made the long tow here to Madera Speedway to get a chance to run this race?
Oh, it's huge. You guys have treated us great here. We travel around a lot, a lot of different states, and yeah, it does kind of be a bummer when we're treated a little lower, but for you guys to put us up front here, give us 100 laps, this is awesome. Thank you, guys.
Rick Ackerman Jr. sits a steady second place trying to go win this race.
Thank you very much, Jason Galvin. Yes, a very happy Rick Ackerman Jr. doing a great thing by donating half of his winnings tonight, the driver from Roy, Washington. 2 Mustangs up front, but we move to third place down there, and that is Brad Rhodes, also in a Mustang as well. So Brad is doing a great job as we get ready for Jason Galvin to speak to the driver in third place. We'll throw down now to Jason Galvin with the driver, Brad Rhodes.
Brad Rhodes down here, and he's opening up his envelope with the $50. Got 100 for first, 75 for second, 50 for third. I know none of that matters to you. You want the 2,000 to win this thing at the end of the night. You sit in third. You had a chance to kind of watch those two go at it. What do you need to do to your race car to get up there and win this race?
Oh, we're just kind of biding my time right now. Just riding it out, saving the tires. We still got 50 to go. Got to finish the race before you can win the race. So I'm just watching, seeing what's going on, and cars starting to come around. So we'll see what happens the next 50.
How surprised were you that we ran caution free the first 50 laps?
I was very surprised. I thought we would have at least 1, maybe 2, but it's good. I like the longer races with no caution.
Trying to play into Brad Rhodes' favorite here. He's in third at the break. Outback.
Yes, with this guy liking the longer races, this is the kind of racing he likes. 100 laps. Like he said, he's very surprised. No caution flags. A lot of give and take from our race car drivers tonight on this tri-banked 1/3 mile racetrack in Central California. And really, really impressive. The Mustangs have definitely been the car to have. The rear-wheel drive cars really suited to this Madera Speedway right now. Third place was Brad Rhodes, and Andy Brown, another driver out of Washington. He's in a Ford Pinto, the driver that calls State Line Speedway his home. And currently he sits running in 4th place on the racetrack. And I think we're getting ready to go down to Jason down trackside, and he's going to talk to
back into his number 72 car here, starting to strap the belts on. And Andy, 4th place at the break. You stayed on the lead lap. That means you still got a chance to win this thing here. Those front 3 were kind of pretty checked out from you. What type of changes did you make to try to run them down?
We tried to free it up a little bit. The way the sun goes down with the heat today, the track tightened up on us a little bit too much. So hopefully we got something. I was kind of saving there, but I'm pretty sure the 19 is pretty tough, and we'll see if we can run with them here in the last 20 or so.
First 50 laps here, you run green flag all the way through. You guys' first experience to run a big race like this at Madera. What were your thoughts?
I was surprised. Everybody did a great job, actually. Everybody gave and take, and man, I don't think the second 50 will look like that, though.
A bold prediction here. We might be in for some excitement here, the final 50. Outback?
Coach Jason Galvin. Yeah, these cars, these rear-wheel drive cars have been really suited, and they're all really looking forward to the second half. We give out some money at the halfway break, but what is more important, these guys are looking for that $2,000 check. That is big money for these pro four-cylinder racers. Running in 5th position on the racetrack right now, this driver is out of Utah in a Acura Integra, so we got something a little different from some of these rear-wheel drive cars. We go to a front-wheel drive car, and the driver of the 7, Justin Carson, out of Ogden, Utah, calls Meridian Speedway his home. He is down with Jason Galvin.
Justin Carson came into the lap 50 break here, putting his helmet back on in this 7 car. In 5th place, you were the last car on the lead lap. I guess in theory that means that you're the last car up front who's got a chance to go up here and steal this thing from one of those 3 that were quick up front. What did you learn in the first 50 laps that'll help you try to go win this Olga's California Dream 100?
I need to be in better shape. It's tough. I mean, those cars are fast. They got awesome chassis. I mean, for us front-wheel drive guys out here, we're just happy to be out here, to be honest.
Were you a little bit surprised there? Look around your window, Ned. I know you're buckling in. Were you a little surprised being a front-wheel drive car to find yourself still in contention to win this at the break?
No, definitely not. Like, when we loaded up and planned to come to this race, we were just hoping to make the A main, which we made the A main, and then we were hoping we'd just be the top 15, and we were, I think, number 6 qualifier, so it's been an awesome weekend.
Justin Carson maybe surprised himself a little bit here, the top runner of the front-wheel drive cars at the break.
4 rear-wheel drive cars, 1 front-wheel drive car. It's a warm summer's night in Madera, California. When we return, the action will hot up. The sun has gone down. Nighttime is the right time for racing. When we return from commercial break, race fans, hang around 50 fast and furious laps for Olga's California Dream 100 on MAV TV. When did I get my radio? Welcome back to our Short Track TV fans on the YouTube. While we have 50 fast and furious laps remaining as Jason Galvin is getting set to join me after Victory Lane. We handed out some cash down there, but everybody's looking for that $2,000 a little later on. We got Chevy Racer from Clinton, New Jersey watching, Shane Fry from North Carolina, and Colby Brown from Spokane, Washington. We'll go down and get the latest people. Oh, 4 a.m. in Ireland. How about that? Noel Flood. Hey, welcome along, sir. Oh, we got someone here. Taras Andrews. Taras Andrews, 3 p.m. in New Zealand. That's right. Hey, it's good to have you along. Commentator has a New Zealand accent. Sir, Outback. Outback.
I love it.
I
love it. Oh, man, that made my night.
Not quiet, but
Who commented on that? I took it down when I went down to do interviews.
Okay.
Who is this?
It's Taras Andrews. Now,
Taras is my new hero.
Outback.
Yeah.
Yes, Outback.
Yeah,
I understand you're from New Zealand and where you guys kind of place yourselves.
Oh, boy.
With your Velcro
Here we
pants
go.
and things like that.
Here we go.
But that's jokes all aside.
Yeah.
That's all for the rugby and the stuff like that. We just love having people from all over the world. And,
Yeah.
sir, a big welcome along to you. Everybody's welcome. I don't care
You know
where
why?
you're from.
You know
You're
why?
welcome.
You know why I love Taras for making fun of you like that so much? Because every week, just to try to get Outback fired up, the first thing I do is ask him how the Kiwi's doing. And
Yeah.
boy, does that chap an Australian. When
I think you learned that from our promoter, Kenny Shepard, somehow.
Oh, man. We love you,
guys
Outback.
crack me up. I tell you, Outback, yes, Outback. That would be
Like the steakhouse, right?
Yeah.
No rules.
But I do love New Zealand lamb as well as Australian lamb.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, no, there's a little difference in taste. They do have lush green pastures there in New Zealand, and it is a beautiful country, and north and south, and they have a lot of racing over there too.
I forgot lamb is a big deal down under.
No, they have a lot of racing in New Zealand, so welcome along to our New Zealand viewers.
Outback, I got to tell you, I was down there at the break, and I know that you guys got a chance, the viewers at home here on the Short Track TV live stream, got a chance to kind of see behind the scenes of the MAV TV stuff we do there. But the overwhelming kind of opinion that I got from most of the drivers down there, or thought from the first half of the race, is, man, 50 laps around Madera Speedway with no yellows? That's a workout. I was surprised at how many of the drivers that I ran into down there who were just flat out exhausted.
Yeah, those guys were expecting a little bit of a, they were expecting a couple of yellows, which we didn't get, and a credit to the drivers, because this thing hasn't been strung out. This has been three, sometimes four wide. We have been wheel to wheel, door handle to door handle, bumper to bumper. They have been slicing and dicing all over the racetrack. And for them to put on a show, 50 laps, green to yellow for the.
And I'm not sure what's happening, but just to update people at home who are maybe tuning in from the great state of Idaho, but Fast Freddy Vigil is back on pit road, and they have the hood up. You can see it there at the top right of your screen, just on the back straightaway wall, and they're looking at Fast Freddy's car. In fact, it looks like Fast Freddy might have climbed out of that race car, and he did, and that's bad news.
This is a credit. We've only lost 2 cars. We went out with Josh Cross, the Stockton driver, who probably lives the closest of all of these drivers, and he went out very, very early with a mechanical issue under the hood.
In fact, I believe technically he's the only car out, unless Vigil also drops here, which it looks like he will, because we got some of our other cars back in.
Vigil is out of the car, so that's a tough break for Vigil.
And some of these drivers, like Terry Armstrong, is back out onto the track after pulling in with some issues. And look at this, we're preparing for the start of the Indianapolis 500 up front here. Look, we're
getting
pacing
three wide start.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the front wheel drive zero card to lead out of turn 2, but then he's in trouble. Yeah, and that's a great point. Kenny Shepard was just reminding us we haven't seen a restart, but they do Texas-style restarts, and we'll remind everybody of that when we restart our MAV TV broadcast as well, Outback. But Texas-style, for those of you race fans at home that don't know what that means, it means the leader, he gets a bonus. And what is that bonus? He gets to start out front by himself. So he gets to pick a lane and have nobody next to him, which could be a tremendous advantage, obviously, for the 19. And we had a car that spilled. You can see where our fire and safety crew here are. They had a car spill some water on the front straight, and they're trying to get that to dry out just a little bit more.
Yep. So we'll just go under yellow for a short period of time, and then we will get back going. But it's been a great night of racing. Hey, Jason Gowan, I know this is your first time coming to one of our club events. It's been a great night of racing. We've only had, Kenny Shepard and I were talking about this during the break, one of our commercial breaks. We've only had one yellow flag all night. That was for one of our Challenge Cup cars that spun coming out of turn number 2. But it's been a night that this is how it normally is for our club events. We rocket through these events. We try and get done early. It's 8:10 on the west coast of the USA right now in California. For those that are online that have just joined us, a big welcome to Short Track TV. I'm Outback Andy Foster, Jason Galvin alongside me, who's normally our pit reporter and Victory Lane reporter on MAV TV and infield reporter. Stephen Blakeslee is on vacation tonight. You'll be back, sir, next week in your rightful position that you do, and you'll be calling probably some bandolero action with me tomorrow night or next week. So
man, I was like, tomorrow night, boy, I don't know if after this race,
and I guess
don't know.
You were watching the Daytona 500.
I was, that was exciting.
We won't tell people the results because there may be people that are
if you're watching and haven't seen, don't look at the comments because they're talking about it on the comments as well.
Yeah,
it was an exciting finish though, to say the least. Wild last
Not as wild as I
15
thought it would
laps.
be.
Oh, I don't know, Outback. I mean, here's the spoiler I'll give people who haven't watched it and haven't looked. We had 2 red flags in the final 9 laps. That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
2 red flags in the final 9 laps. That's pretty wild. Got somebody from Webster, Florida tuning in. Man, that's awesome. Statesville, North Carolina, cheering on Jarrett Mayo in the 14 truck. Jarrett went a lap down there towards the end of that opening run. To update everybody, we've got 5 cars on the lead lap, 4 more 1 lap down. Gary Kleintob's in 10th, 2 back. Everybody else is 3 or more. And while we're pacing here, again, we're trying to get some water on the track to dry out. I'll run through the top 10 for everybody at home. Thomas Stanford leads Rick Ackerman, Brad Rhodes, Andy Brown, and Justin Carson. Those are the 5 cars on the lead lap. Drew Crenshaw, Fred Vigil, John Soros, Jarrett Mayo 1 lap down. Gary Kleintobe is 2 down in 10th.
Hey, we got someone from Russia, Dan Mashkin. 6 a.m. in Russia and still watching. Hey, I tell you what, so now we've got someone from Russia. We've got a New Zealander. We've got I saw someone from England watching.
Somebody was smart and left Central California for
Australia.
Sebastian, Florida. That was, from a weather standpoint, probably a tremendous move. So congratulations to that person for making that move. Morgantown, West Virginia. Oh,
someone's asking.
Joe Seraphin, take me home country roads.
Wagon Attack. They repaved? ? Yes, we did some repaving a little bit here in the off season and still coated the straight. So there was some pavement work on the turns. So yep.
It's 11 p.m. in the Bahamas for Robert Key. Thanks for the invite. Upland, California for Sherm Taylor. Brennan Allman out of Logan, Utah, cheering for Justin Carson with a nice run in 5th so far. Prince George, British Columbia, Canada for Jeremy and Steve. That's also very cool.
Linda Armstrong, go Terry Armstrong. Mama from Spokane Valley, Washington.
Oh, I see. Kenny Shepard just updating us in our ear here, Outback, and the lap down cars are. But this is another reason why we're still running around. We're letting that water dry. But the lap down cars actually get their physical position on the track back, so they don't go to the rear, and so that's why you see, like for instance, the 0 car of Crenshaw, which is the kind of plexiglass puzzle pieces front wheel drive car on the outside there, will technically restart in 3rd, even though he's a lap down. You're going to see Vincent Giesig, who's several laps down, is going to get to restart in the 4th position on the inside of what is row 2, but the 3rd kind of section back. And so that's really going to make some things interesting here on the restart. In fact, you don't have a single lead lap car that is racing for position lined up next to the other car. They all have lap cars. They're all in the first 5 rows, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 staggered with lap cars out back. That's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and we're going to bring us back to our MAV show here and explain that all again. So here we go.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV for Olga's California Dream 100. And welcome back to Jason Galvin. You've been down doing your trackside reporting, interesting comments from the drivers. Now, we're about to go green flag racing and the lap cars stay in. So our leaders are not together, Jason.
That's right, Outback Andy Foster in a Texas-style restart. We went green the first 50. We didn't see a restart. Thomas Stanford brings us back to the green. Ackerman already looking under him. The Texas-style restart meant Stanford started all by himself out front. But here's Rick Ackerman trying to battle for the lead. Already on the first lap back from the restart in the 0-0 of Brad Rhodes there as well. Like you said, Andy, we had lap cars kind of all
trouble.
Mixed
We
in,
got
and
a
we got our
around
first
out
caution.
of number 4.
It's the 39. That's Kleintobe.
Kleintobe went around. That could have got really ugly, Jason. He was facing the wrong way. Luckily, it was towards the back of the pack. Let's hope they don't have too much damage to the 39 car for Kleintobe. You see the damage to both corners where he got hit. Our officials just talking to him down there. We're waiting for a break in the racetrack. as they're clearing up some debris down there. Well, it got pretty sporty up front too. Challenge for the lead from Rick Ackerman on that start. And, you'll see there are some pieces all over the racetrack.
And that was the thing that all the drivers were talking about, the halfway break out back, is they're not used to having a halfway break to be able to make these adjustments. Rick Ackerman was down there working on that 22 car on his own, and everybody had a chance, most importantly, to cool off the Hoosier Racing tires. And so we'll see now who can make moves to the front.
Yes, we will see who makes their way forward. It's going to be very, very interesting. We talk about tire cycling. Sometimes you'll have a good set of tires and they cool down during the break and they may not come back. And that car at Kleintopes has some severe damage to the suspension on the left side of the car.
They had to do them a little push start to get them going again too. That's a front-wheel drive car, so you don't want suspension damage on the front of the race car.
Well, it's the left rear, so it's the most invaluable side.
That's true,
yes,
on that car for sure. We've seen many of these front-wheel drive cars kind of carrying the left rear tire, dragging it through the corner.
He's probably, he may go to the pit area.
And for those, I was just going to update, for those of you watching on Short Track TV, the 15 has come back onto the track. Fast Freddy Vigil in the 15, and I don't believe that he lost any laps. He did not. So he is in 9th place, 1 lap down as a result of getting whatever was wrong with the car. So Fast Freddy buckled in, ran a couple pace laps, said something doesn't feel right, pulled into the pits, got out of the car, fixed it, got back in the car, got back out before everyone went green, and didn't lose a lap because of it. That's pretty impressive work out back. You get out of the car, fix your car, get back in the car, and don't lose a lap.
Yeah, he had some help, I think, from Josh Cross.
A lot of people down there, yeah.
We've only, well, unless we can get Kleintobe back out, we've only lost 1 car, and that was Josh Cross that went out very, very early. Now, the Kleintobe crew are looking at that car. It is on the left rear. Unless it's broken something, they can probably get that car back out there. We're going to cross them up and show them one at the line.
And let's go ahead and bring us back from a MAV TV commercial as well as we get them all crossed up here.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV for Olga's California Dream 100 for these Pro 4-cylinder cars. What a great race it's been so far. We've had 50 laps of green flag racing. They've had time to make the adjustments. The Texas restart with the 19 car leading the pack to the green. That's Thomas Stanford, who started in position 13.
We had our first caution there coming out of the break. And Kleintobe has not been able to recover that 39 car of Gary Kleintobe, currently working on it in the pits. Means that we are down to 14 of our 16 starters still running here on lap number 52 as Stanford leads Ackerman and Rhodes. They've all gotten around the lap traffic now, so 1, 2, and 3 on the track are 1, 2, and 3 in the race. And here comes the 72 of Andy Brown, who at the halfway break out back, remember, told me that he was just saving his tires, and he thought he might still have a chance to get up here and compete in this race as well.
Well, you know, saving your stuff, the trick is to get to the end of this race with as good a tires, obviously, as you can. And that's a good tactic for this racer because he knows that even if he loses pace, we have the brake so we can tighten up.
And we've got a big battle for second now as Rhodes laid the bumper to Ackerman. That's allowed Brown and even the 7 of Justin Carson. How about that front-wheel drive Acura Integra out of Ogden, Utah? Calls Meridian Speedway his own. And Justin Carson is hanging tight right now with Andy Brown in the 5th position, that silver car back there. But right now, we're looking at Ackerman in the 22, Rhodes in the 00, and there's Brown in the 72 keeping his nose involved as well. At some point here, you've got to imagine out back that Brad Rhodes in the 00 gets tired of hanging out behind the 22 of Ackerman and does not want to see that 19 car get too small.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to want to. I think he's going to want to find his way past. He's probably making sure that he gets by nice and clean as they start to play bumpers here. That'll be moving him on. It's like loosen him up, but don't spin him out.
Oh, that's
just
more
get
than
him
loosening him up, though, out back. The 00 drove through the back of the 22, and that's allowed Andy Brown in the 72 to show up. And, hey, Carson in the 7 hanging around as well in that front-wheel drive car back there, that black and silver 7. This is 2nd, 3rd, fourth, and fifth, nose to tail as we work lap number 59 here at Madera Speedway. But the battle remains between Rhodes and Ackerman. Rhodes in the 00 in third, wants to get by Ackerman in the 22 in second. And meanwhile, out front, Thomas Stanford in the 19 car has said au revoir to the rest of the field here. He is trying to get himself checked out and pick up a $2,000 payday in the big win. And by the way, I want to say a big thank you to at halftime there, Windmere Realty Outback handed out $100 to the leader, $75 to second, and $50 to third. We got all sorts of cash bonuses that we need to get through here as this race starts to wind down and we start to figure out some of these awards.
Well, the cash is on the line up front, and they are starting to put in the big time laps now. Ackerman and then Rhodes and the 72 Andy Brown. Andy Brown, like you say, saving his stuff. See if he can get by these two cars and track down our race leader. Our race leader has not run away by a huge margin. These guys need to really hook up single file and just get going for 4 or 5 laps. And here we go, challenge now. Andy Brown now to the inside of Brad Rhodes. Rhodes seemed faster out of the turn. That outside line, you get that slingshot out of the turn. And here he comes. Andy Brown now will put a challenge to the inside.
Where are Ford Pinto fans at? Because the Pinto's trying to get up there and mix it up with the pony power. Those 3 Mustangs have dominated this race, but that 72 of Andy Brown is all over the back of the 00 of Brad Rhodes here as we work lap number 65. That means we got 36 left in this one here at Madera Speedway, 35 when they come around this time, and the battle continues for second, third, and fourth, and Justin Carson is keeping those 3 in his sights as well, because the slightest mistake from these 3 in that 7 car could catapult himself to a big payday out back.
And how proud was he when you interviewed him? He was the only front-wheel drive car in the top 5, but how proud are these guys up front? He's got that American flag on the hood. That's the 22, Rick Ackerman, under siege from Brad Rhodes. Brad Rhodes is under siege from Andy Brown. Andy Brown is under siege from Carson. So it's battles all over this racetrack here at Madera, and Ackerman still continues in second, and they may be tracking down the race leader Stanford here.
And another bumper from Rhodes, and here's outside of Brown, trying to make the high side work now in the Pinto is the 72. Look at Andy Brown roll the top. He's going to get a nose on Brad Rhodes at the stripe. Andy Brown might have found something on the high line, Outback.
Nothing doing down low. He gets a big slingshot out of 51-50 turn. That's where you can make up a whole bunch of
and
ground.
Look at Giesig in the lap car is going to be in the way. The 2 at Giesig, they're 3 wide, and Brown had to jump on the brakes.
Yeah, Brown had to jump on the brakes. Hard that time, hard on the brakes. Unfortunately, Brown, all that hard work he did going upstairs. So one car, the 74 car, going out of that race. This is Brian Murrell Jr. pulls to the infield in the 74 car. So now it is the 22 of Rick Ackerman in second, Brad Rhodes in third, and can Andy Brown mount a challenge once again?
30 laps to go here at Madera Speedway, and Brad Rhodes now with no pressure from behind, trying to knock on the back bumper of Rick Ackerman Jr. as Thomas Stanford negotiates the lap car of Brian Murrell Sr. Now these 3 will all catch the 13 as well. Ackerman goes to his inside. The 00 trying to follow, that's Rhodes. Andy Brown in the 72 also wants to clear Murrell as quickly as he can. And boy, Justin Carson still on the same straightaway. Yep. That's that silver and black Acura there at the back of this pack. That is so impressive for Justin Carson in that front-wheel drive car right now. Boy, and out in front and checking out of this one is Thomas Stanford. He has a 1.3 second lead.
Yes, he does, a 1.3 second lead, but it is hot and heavy back in second. That 22A of Rick Ackerman Jr. has been under pressure from Brad Rhodes for lap after lap, and Andy Brown is there just waiting for these guys to slip up in that Pinto. Will we see another outside pass from him?
Well, I don't know what's happening here, but Thomas Stanford has suddenly slowed way down. Thomas Stanford's last 2 laps have been 0.3 of a second slower than the next 3 cars. That lead has gone from 1.6 seconds to just 0.7, but now it opens up again a little bit. So maybe he just wanted to cool his tires off with 25 laps to go, but all of a sudden, Thomas Stanford is back in the frame at least for these leaders, and here he is. Here's Stanford, the black and white car, and then second, third, and fourth, that's Ackerman, Rhodes, and Brown, nose to tail, and Thomas Stanford, just like that, back down to the low 16 seconds. So I think that's exactly what he did out back. I think he looked in his mirror and went, well, I don't need a lead this big. Let me cool my tires off.
Yeah, cool it down. Just don't overrun the vehicle. And here we go. We're getting into lap traffic again. That's the 14 this time, the truck of Jarrett Mayo. Jarrett Mayo goes another lap down. He goes to the outside. That'll let the 22 of Ackerman, the 00 Rhodes, and the 72 of Brown. Now here they come.
Yeah, let's
3,000 line.
Let's see if the 72 of Andy Brown out back, maybe he goes back to the high side again. Maybe he learned something last time when he passed the 00 before that pick came from Giesig. Unfortunately, Giesig's coming up in the way of these leaders again. That 2 car just has not had the speed. Vincent Giesig, man, towed all the way from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and we sure appreciate that. That had to be a day's tow and then some to get out here to the Central Valley in California. And here they all go around Giesig through turns 3 and 4 as Thomas Stanford has started to open his lead back up. Ackerman, Rhodes, and Brown out back. We could have put a blanket over the 3 of them when we restarted. Yeah. The blanket would still be on.
I think we're going to see an outside run from the 72, although the 00 of Rhodes is doing a really good job to break that run from Andy Brown, that 72 car. He knows Brown got to the outside of him before. If it hadn't been for the lap car, that may have paid off for Brown. Here we go. The 00 moves up the racetrack. He's playing defense. That allowed the 22 to skip ahead. Some of them are faster, like the 22A is faster in 1 and 2. The 00 is faster down in 3 and 4, and it's evening up this battle.
18 laps remaining here in the Olga's California Dream 100 for Madera Speedway on MAV TV and Lucas Oil and all the great companies that help make this race happen. LP Gear, Windmere, Spokane Realty, Pyrotech Helmets, AR Racing Bodies, Speedway Illustrated. You had Mertz's Old School Open Racing Trailers, bonus awards given out, Racers Against Child Abuse. Man, it's just incredible. Jerry Pitts got involved with the Jefferson Pitts race team. $100 to Thomas Stanford for fast time. The amount of people that got behind this race, just incredible, and they are getting everything that they paid for and then some with this show as they put the 0 of Drew Crenshaw a second lap down here. That's one of those front-wheel drive cars, and Ackerman continues to hold off Rhodes.
Yeah, 1.446 right now. So it's been bouncing around that 1.4, 1.5 for about the last 5 laps now, and they 22 of Rick Ackerman, I think he's been sick of trying to fend off that 00 and has broken free just a little bit. The 72 is still coming. Andy Brown, that Pinto. Can he make a big run around the outside? Take the second and third spots from these guys, we'll see. Although the 00 of Rhodes has done an outstanding job since he got past on the outside to defending that position.
He certainly has. Let's slide back up to the front of the field here out back with 12 laps to go as we come back around. That's 4 miles of racing left here. Pardon me. Yeah, 4 miles. Did my math right at Madera Speedway. And Thomas Stanford puts Vincent Giesig another lap down, and Stanford, as you mentioned, out back holding that lead steady at about 1.5 seconds. Seems like he lets them gain a little, then he checks out, lets them gain, checks out again, but Thomas Stanford has just been so impressive here tonight.
Yes, he has. The driver of the APC Auto Spa Easy Street, Colt Asphalt car. He is well, that car has been super clean tonight. Harley a mark on that car as he raced his way from 13th starting spot and made 10 laps to go here coming up for our race leader, the number 19 of Thomas Stanford.
And
amazing
race. The next lap car they're going to catch is Fast Freddy Vigil, the 15. Boy, this is reminiscent of the end of the first half out back when they caught Fast Freddy and nobody could get around him, and that was kind of how Thomas Stanford got around Rick Ackerman. They started catching lap traffic. Now we'll see if Stanford can negotiate this as he catches up Vigil. Ackerman trying to close that gap a little bit. Last time by, they were pretty even. Stanford gets around Fast Freddy. Ackerman's got to now be looking in 2 places, Andy. He's got to look at Fast Freddy, the lap car in front of him, but Brad Rhodes has not gone anywhere behind him. And out back, it's important to note here, the payouts for this. Yes, it's $2,000 to win, but it's also $1,000 for second, $750 for third, and just $500 for fourth. So Andy Brown sitting in fourth thinking to himself, that's $500 sitting in front of me right now.
Yeah, it is. Certainly is. Andy Brown in fourth. he'd love to pick up another 250 or even get that $1,000 for second place. We are down now to 6 laps remaining. It'll be 5 next time by the flag stand for Thomas Stanford. Led this for many, many laps tonight. And I tell you what, Jason Govan, Rick Ackerman Jr. has got a mini break on Brad Rhodes.
He got around Freddie Vigil there a little bit better than Brad Rhodes. Andy Brown even struggling now as well, and that means second, third, and fourth have all opened up about 2 car lengths on each other. 4 laps to go here in the Olga's California Dream 100.
Yes, it is. 4 laps remaining. 4 fast and furious laps of Madera Speedway on this super racy, mini super speedway that we have here in Madera, California. And we've seen action tonight. We've seen it 3 and 4 wide on the racetrack from these guys tonight for their first time in California for Olga's California Dream 100. What a race they put on so far tonight. Our race leader now brings it to the line. It'll be 2 laps remaining for Thomas Stanford, and the battle for second between Ackerman, Rhodes, and Brown is hotting up.
Yeah, they're going through lap cars again. Giesig and Jarrett Mayo in the truck there as well. But as Thomas Stanford comes out of turn 4, that white 19 car, we'll see the white flag. 1/3 of a mile to go for Thomas Stanford, trying to capture the win here in the Olga's California Dream 100. He loaded up from Sammamish, Washington, and brought that Ford Mustang all the way down the 5 freeway. Thomas Stanford wins the Olga's California Dream 100 for $2,000 in the big paycheck and the checkered flag here at Madera Speedway. Rick Ackerman Jr. will get $1,000 for finishing in second. Brad Rhodes finishes third and brings home 750 big ones. Andy Brown and Justin Carson, your top 5, all on the lead lap. What a race in the inaugural Olga's California Dream 100.
And when we get back from commercial break, Jason Galvin will go down to victory lane, and I'm sure it is going to be a super excited Thomas Stanford. Stay with us, race fans. We'll be back on MAV TV in just a moment.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store. Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight.
The Knockin' Doors Down autobiography by Carlos Vieira. It takes you deep into his destructive past and how racing saved his life and opened the door to give back to the community. And 100% of the sales go directly to the Carlos Vieira Foundation, an organization committed to raising awareness for addiction, mental health, and autism. And for inspiration and motivation, tune in weekly to the podcast every Thursday for real-life episodes from celebrities and local heroes. Get Knockin' Doors Down today at kddmediacompany.com or Amazon.
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind-the-scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Welcome back to a exciting event tonight. It is Olga's California Dream 100 for our four-cylinder pro cars, and what a great race tonight. And I'm sure everybody, for the first time seeing these cars at Madera Speedway, would really be loving the action. We're going to go down trackside shortly to Jason Galvin, who has a very happy Thomas Stanford with him.
Well, the drive down from Washington was not short, but the drive back will sure be sweet for Thomas Stanford in the 19 car. A dominant performance to win the inaugural Olga's California Dream 100 here at Madera Speedway as Thomas comes over. He's going to give some high fives to his crew members. Boy, who can blame him? The hug. It's got to be an emotional experience for these teams as Thomas will meet you over here with the race car and the trophy, and the officials will bring in your championship check for $2,000 here at the Madera Speedway. Thomas, congratulations. $2,000 to win a mini stock race, man. This has to feel like winning the Indianapolis 500 for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. $2,000's a lot for a mini stock driver, so this is a big deal. And you know, this is kind of the first West Coast kind of invitational race that's really been put together for mini stock, so it's a big deal. It's really cool to win the inaugural one. I hope they keep doing it because we want to come back. Yeah, we put a lot of work into this. It took a lot to get down here, but you know, this makes it all worth it. So special thanks to Midland Trucking and Community Glass. They were kind of the one race sponsor here. They got us down here. And then of course the season sponsors, APC Auto Spa, Easy Street Asphalt, Frost Livestock, Alpine Air, Hager Motorsports, all the guys that make it happen for us. Thank you.
When Bob Copley put this program together and you guys heard about it there, and you thought about coming down here, did you ever dream it would go this smoothly, to lead more than half of the laps and run away with it?
No, so we built our first Mustang last year, and it was pretty quick, but we were kind of, we won a few races, but we weren't dominant. And then when we had the first race back from COVID this year, it was bad fast, and that's when we're like, all right, we're going to go make it happen. So yeah, we're glad we did it.
Got room in the trailer for that trophy? It's a big one.
Oh yeah, my father-in-law keeps all the trophies. He's got a trophy case. He might need to get a bigger one for this.
Indeed. Thomas Stanford, congratulations, the winner of the inaugural Olga's California Dream 100 here at Madera Speedway.
Yes, you can hear that excitement in the voice of Thomas Stanford tonight. It is a big thing for these Pro 4 cars. As he said, on the West Coast, this is the first really big event for these guys. $2,000 is a lot of money for these guys, and that'll go well for his racing for the rest of the year. So Thomas Stanford wins from Rick Ackerman Jr., Brad Rhodes, Andy Brown, Justin Carson, Fred Vigil, Drew Crenshaw, Jarrett Mayo, Terry Armstrong Jr., and Vincent Glessick. That rounds out your top 10. And down trackside, Jason Galvin is down there with our second place guy who really turned the action on tonight, the 22A of Rick Ackerman Jr.
Well, Rick Ackerman Jr. comes home in second, and he just said to me before we started this that Thomas is a good driver over there with a heck of a crew. You would know from your part of the country, you come down here, run around in second, just not enough to go get that 19 car. But what a great run for you. To finish in second place, a 100-lap race like this at a new track for you guys, take home $1,000 plus the bonus money that you've already won tonight. Just kind of take me through what your emotions are at the end of this event.
Well, to tell you the truth, you know, this is my first race back, or first year back into racing in 18 years. Took off some time, raised the kids, and everybody kind of talked me into it. So a lot of people have helped me get here. You know, shaking down the car, last few races, going here and there, doing what we can. And I had some great sponsors come on board to help me get here. Elevosity Coffee, Billy Bode Racing for a Cure, and Capital Sign and Auto or Awning out of Olympia. Without these guys and all my friends behind the scenes, we wouldn't be here. But thank you guys for having us. This track is awesome, and we hope you guys have us back.
Why the decision to tow from Washington all the way down here to Central California and race this event?
Well, I traveled around with the Northwest Mini Stock Tour, and all of us get excited when somebody says, hey, there's a new track that wants us to come down and race. And so, you know, it just lights a fire under us, makes us work harder, and just try to get ready and go have fun somewhere new.
We certainly hope you had fun tonight. Congratulations, a phenomenal run. Second place for you here tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Rick Ackerman Jr. comes home in second place, and he'll take home well over $1,000 with that bonus money. Outback.
So that's amazing for Rick Ackerman Jr. taking 18 years off of racing to raise his family. He comes back into racing this year, tours. He's all the way down here to Madera in Central California. It was a long tow, but as he said, they love going to new racetracks. We'll look at the final finishing positions. Brian Murrell Sr. in 11th, Brian Murrell Jr. in 12th, John Soares in 13th, Gary Kleintobe in 14th, Brett Murrell in 15th, Josh Crush in 16th. They were the starters in Olga's California Dream 100. We're going to go back down to Jason Galvin, who has a third-place competitor, and Brad Rhodes, who was an awesome drive tonight for third.
Brad Rhodes completes the podium sweep for the Mustangs from Washington. Brad, congratulations, a great run. Boy, it was exciting, those last 40 laps, watching you and Rick go at it there. A couple times you laid the bumper on him. What was the difference in not being able to get around that 22 car?
It was just, it was a lot of fun racing Rick. You know, him and I, this is the first year he's back racing, and he's a good racer. And so, I mean, I did lay the bumper to him. I let him have it back. A lot of fun. I mean, it was just racing deal, I think. He's not mad. I'm not mad. We give a big hug at the end of the race. It was a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun racing.
Seems to be the overall theme from everybody that we've talked to here in this event. So many of you coming from out of town, out of state, all the way down here from Washington for you three who finish up here on the podium. What has this experience been like, being able to travel and come and race in such a high-profile event?
It's been a great experience. Madera Speedway is an awesome track. It's the smoothest track I've ever raced on, and probably the one with the most grip. We struggled bad yesterday in practice, and we figured something out this morning. Got it figured out, and here we are in the top three, so I can't complain. I mean, it's just a good night.
I know so many of these teams that have had to travel. I had a lot of help from friends and family and various sponsors. Who helped you get here to Madera Speedway tonight?
Oh, I'd like to thank Paul and Justin from Apex Contracting, Christy at Chewin' Butts, myself, Rhodes Muffler Shop, Oxark for the nitrogen, the Jack's Resort where we go camping when we're not racing. So just those kind of people. It was a lot of fun.
Congratulations. It's great having you here. We look forward to year number 2 of the Olga's California Dream 100.
I think that would be a great idea.
Brad Rhodes comes home in third place tonight, $750 for the third place finisher. And Brad picked up some bonus money as well. What an incredible event, Outback.
Yes, Jason Galvin, there was an incredible event, and the theme running through all of our competitors talking to them was how happy they were coming to Madera, how well they were treated, how well the event was. And we look forward to doing that in 2021. From Kenny Shepard, Jason Galvin, all of our Short Track TV crew and our crew for MAV TV, I'm Outback Andy. We will see you next week on Madera Racing on MAV TV. Okay, for our YouTube fans out there, hey, we really want to thank you for what was a absolute awesome night of racing. Kenny Shepard's going to probably join me here in a second. And, wow, that was a great event, Kenny Shepard. I know you worked hard with Bob. This event had so many things against it where this event nearly didn't happen.
Yep, it sure did. Outback Andy Foster, and I couldn't wait to jump on here. We're doing the production work for MAV TV over here, but all of you guys that tuned in, there was a huge audience that tuned in. This was a lot of fun, you know, and something I'm very proud of is our club racing. Every other week is a MAV TV race, so next week's the Race to be Drug-Free Big 3, huge race, $3,000 B main, $5,000 to win A main, $75,000, all this bonus money up. But every other week is club racing. What we have done for our fans in these club races is we're adding different little spicy things that we're throwing in. And so this has been phenomenal racing in our club racing. We're building a big audience on Short Track TV. Remember, as Outback Andy and Jason have been telling you, the greatest way you can say thank you is go to nutup.com, place an order, put MAV TV 20 in there. You get 20% off, plus it tracks the order back to us. They're helping us provide this feed for free. And as we've talked about, Andy, most people right now are actually charging 19 to 29, 30 bucks on these things.
And if you go to Nut Up and you put in MAVTV20, all capitals MAVTV20, you'll get 20% out of checkout. Now, Kenny Shepherd, we're coming into the fall. It's a good time for the fall holidays to have those Nut Up products. It's a good time to start thinking about buying some stocking stuffers for your family and make up some nice baskets of Nut Up products and give that to your family for the holidays. So please support Nut Up, because without Nut Up, this would not be possible to bring you this free live
Very
stream.
healthy products, amazing. The support we have from our fans, the support we have from our sponsors. Mission Foods, Nut Up, 5150, they've been incredible. The only reason this Speedway is open right now is because of our sponsors, and we're providing as much. I mean, like I said in the opening of the show tonight, we miss our fans so much, but we just can't have our fans. And so we're doing everything we possibly can to put on the highest quality racing and to move racing forward in a very difficult time. What a fun night of racing. I want to scout. I love being on these club races because I get to chat with people, but I see Angela. Great job, Rick, hanging in there.
We had people from all over
Davey
the world
51.
tonight. We had New Zealand,
I heard you guys
we had
talking
Australia,
about that.
we had Russia. I think we had someone from Korea earlier. Just all England. I saw someone from England on there, someone from Ireland as well. So we have people from all over the world. I mean, we really appreciate everybody tuning in. I can't say enough for the people that spend their time to tune in to Madera, California. And just in the tough times we're having right now, just to be able to have a racetrack open is phenomenal.
Well, that's right here. We've got one of our fans said just his 2 cents. One of my local tracks charges $30 to watch. And so we're very proud. We understand why they have to do that. I mean, the lifeline to operating is our grandstands and hot dog and beer sales. But we work really hard with sponsorship, and we're trying to provide as much exposure as possible to our race fans. So what we're very proud of is to be able to do this for free. And think about this, Andy. We get a lot of traveling groups here. We had the 602 Modifieds. We've had the Southwest Trucks. Now we have a lot of the cars that came in here today with the Pro 4, the mini stocks. They're from up north. So we're very proud to be able to provide this, thanks to Nut Up, thanks to Mission Foods, to the families. Think how many families got to watch this live, and I'm sure they're pretty excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to go pat some drivers on the back. This social distancing's rough, but we wear a mask. I'm going to go over and pat a few backs before they head back for home and tell them how much we appreciate the racing tonight.
These are sort of cool things I hear. Taras Andrews stumbled onto this channel and was not disappointed. Thanks, team. Stay safe. Taras Andrews, we do this for about the next 6 weeks. We'll be doing this every Saturday night. And next week's the big 3 drug-free race next week. So we got some big-time racing coming.
Every other week is a TV show that we do for MAV TV. So it's our 5150 junior late models that people have seen. That's best 10 to 16-year-olds in the country or in the world in full late models. And then we have our Pro Series, Nut Up Pro Series. So that's probably the most intense racing in the country. And then every other week now with these club races, we're adding some different spice. Actually, we are live all the way from now on Saturday nights. Tune in 6 o'clock on this channel. Every Saturday night, 6 o'clock. We're live all the way through October right now. And then we're scheduling the Challenge Cup you saw on those Grand National type cars. We're working on a very big event for the end of October, and I'm working on something really splashy. Ricky Otts from Super Modified driver from Colorado, originally from Texas. I'm working with Ricky and a bunch of other drivers for a major sponsorship to do a Super Modified only race at the Harvest Classic. How cool would that be?
That
in
would
the
be
film
very,
it for
very
Matt.
cool.
So with that said, let's see. Let's check the time. 10 minutes till 9, and I had to jump in here and stretch your show out a little bit. So think about that. Nearly 300 laps of green flag racing. We're done by 9. What, we have 2 yellow flags all night?
I think we had 2 all night.
2 all night. Phenomenal racing.
We had one where the four-cylinder car spun around. Punto got nailed by the cars coming out of turn 4. We had the Challenge Cup car that spun out of turn 2. 2 spins all night.
Nearly 300 laps of green flag action. I know Andy already signed off here. Fans have got a bunch of them with us. Thank you so much for joining us here at Short Track TV. It is time for me. I want to jump out of here and go saying thank you to, we got drivers from Colorado, Washington, Idaho, Oregon, all over California. I want to go pat a few backs and tell them thanks for putting up with us, for harassing them with masks and social distancing last night and tonight. We appreciate their cooperation. What do you have there, Andy?
Yeah, Sharon Ray Jewett-Thomas, thank you. Great racing. Thank you, sponsors. All in capitals. Fans appreciate you. Well, you know what, Sharon? We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you taking your hard-earned time to tune into us. We love doing this. We're all race fans here at Madera.
And we miss our race fans.
We do
talk
miss
about
our
this.
race fans. I miss them terribly when we walk around during the day. Even social distance, I can't walk around the pits like
It's so
normally.
weird. It's so different to be in the pits. The echo in the grandstands. I can't stand the echo in the grandstands. It's so different without our fans that buffer some of the sounds. But we're doing the best we can do. And the positive side is we figured out a way with our sponsors to turn a half glass empty situation into a half full. We're building a big audience here on Short Track TV. We appreciate it so much. And the best way you fans can help us, and just a couple of dollars, instead of spending that 19 or 20 or 30 bucks for a live feed that we don't want to do, go to NutUp. One last time, MavTV 20, punched in at checkout. That tracks back to us. They will keep spending money to help us provide these feeds for free. So with that said, Andy, it's time to sign off. I'm going to head down the pits, and Monday morning I'm so fired up. I'm going to keep working on all the more sponsorship to make the Olga's California Dream 100 round 2 next year of this series.
I've got one thing for you. We have a new sponsor, Mission Foods, and I did a bit of research during the week, and Mission Foods are really big in Australia. They're big. They're sold in many countries across the world. Every time you go to your grocery store, fans, please, grab some Mission Foods, because they're a new sponsor here at Madera for the track. And it's only we have sponsors like that we can keep this thing going, Kenny.
They're a new sponsor for the Madera Speedway, but this all began in 1994 on my Southwest Tour car with Mission Foods on one weekend. Yeah, it's a neat story. I'll tell it another time. But basically what happened, a friend of mine, Kenny Hendrick, didn't make the race. I made the race on the front row. They put the stickers on the car. By the time I could get a deal with Mission, or it looked like we would have a deal, I had a deal with AOL. The next time we almost got together, I had Kleenex, Huggies, all this different stuff. And so here we are 26 years later. It lines up in the middle of COVID. They jump in. They help us in a major way. And that's why we're doing some bigger races at the end of this year. You'll hear more about Mission Foods. Actually, we have a contest coming up where people will post different packages from Mission. It's kind of their favorite recipes. And then there's a pretty cool contest where fans will learn and win some cool stuff. So with that said, Outback Andy, thank you so much. Jason Galvin, thank you. Quan. Matt, Alex, Doug, everybody else that worked on this production. John Williams, I think we had 10 in-car cameras for MavTV. They didn't get to see him here tonight, but we're working our tail off. So for everybody that watched, everybody that helped, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Please tune in again right here, Short Track TV, 6 o'clock next Saturday night. We'll catch you again at the races, race fans. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Kenny Shepard. Have a great rest of the weekend.